Hello, and welcome to Magic Myths and Mayhem, a TTRPG podcast with mostly accurate rules and inconsistent character voices. I'm Alex, your host and GM, and with me are Rowan, Purdy, not Mark, and Joe, our wonderful players. How are you all doing
today?
I got Mango Tango.
You got mugged by Tango?
I got Mango Tango.
Mango Tango.
It's nice, isn't it?
I've tried it. It is pretty nice.
I haven't actually tried it yet.
I had one the other day. It was quite nice.
Yeah, it's alright. I wouldn't say they're especially great, but they're tasty.
I don't know what it is.
I've been trying to get Ian.
It's a tango that tastes like mango flavor.
America doesn't have tango, I don't think.
Yep.
It's
Really?
a Fanta that tastes like mango.
Yeah, it is just Fanta. Well, it's British Fanta, which isn't American Fanta, but the same concept.
Yeah, it's a chemical soda.
Well, as isn't as chemical.
Tango's so much better.
Or mango.
The mango one, I think, actually tastes a lot like natural mango rather than mango flavoring.
It's pretty good.
They've done a really
It's
nice
pretty
job
good.
with it.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I do love me eat mango. Oh, that was the mango opening. You're going to get a live tasting and opinion. Here we go.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Tango, if you'd like to sponsor us, our email
love
address
that.
is...
Yeah. But one thing that Tango can't tell us, but Joe might be able to, is where is my dad today?
Your dad is on a very special trip at the moment. Well, he's coming back from a very special trip, we hope. He may have been one of several unfortunate workplace fatalities. The reason, dear listeners, that what we're talking about Mango Tango today is because Mark, while drinking a bottle of Tango, found a golden bottle cap, which meant that he got to go with his grandfather to a factory run by Billy Bonker, the legally distinct fizzy drink maker, who he took several people who had come from all over. There was a yodeling German child, if you've watched the stage musical. So we hope that he returns safe and sound and now in possession of a fizzy drink business empire.
I was giggling at that anyway, but I think it was made better by Rose's disappointed face.
I was mostly thinking of him doing the Mango Tango Fandango, and I don't know why. We have a recap.
Hey Mom, it's Pesto. I just wanted to make some recordings for you, since I think things are about to get really exciting with this group that I'm traveling with. So I'm just gonna start keeping like a little daily journal thing to give you next time we can stop by. Well, today, after we dropped off the girl from, who was being sold to slavery and whatnot, we returned her safe and sound, and then we were able to go shopping, and got to actually, look through the town. Every other time we've been running around, we had things to do, but this time we just got to shop, and we found some really cool stuff. We went to the Silent Clock, which is owned by this little goblin. He makes a bunch of pocket watches and stuff. They're all fancy. I got one. It's got some cool decorations on it and a bunch of little gadgets. I'm excited to use it. But then we also went to this place called the Forgotten Room. There was a big man or lady. I don't know. They had one arm. I think they were Goliath. But we couldn't buy anything. Honestly, it was stuff that I could probably make anyway. Then my favorite of them all, the Cracked Mirror. It was a shop called the Cracked Mirror, but it was owned by this nice turtle. They just collected all sorts of weird, wacky shit. And we got to dig around there. I think there was a mimic in there, but it wasn't causing too much trouble. It almost ate Monty's head, though. It's fine. I got this little guy. It's got a key in it. I don't know. It called out to me. I'm gonna figure out what's going on with that. We all got a little something there. I don't think Ozzy did. That's all right. Afterwards, we went to this place called the Warren Page. It's run by another goblin, Reg Fenkin Goblinstead. I'm having trouble with names here. I'm trying. Well, we got some books, and if you got some smut, it was fun. We'll probably go back. A whole trove of information to be had. Then we went to some very fancy and proper shops. We went to Whispers of the Past, a curiosity shop where they sold art, high art and stuff. I got a nice little painting for Monty. We we need to spruce up the ship a little more. So I figured a nice little painting will help give the captain's quarters the prestige it deserves. Now, finally, we went to the Timeless Trinket, which is an antique shop, and I didn't realize all antiques, they're like, you can't really do anything with them, and they just kind of look old and are really expensive. So we didn't get anything there, totally not just because we couldn't afford it. It was just very highfalutin, you know. But after all that, we had a great shopping day, but then we went and got our next mission. So there's this bunch of religious people in the pious quarter of Cell. We're going to a place called the Church of the Two Suns, because apparently a bunch of people fell unconscious. I don't really see a big problem if they just, like, somebody or something is just making people take a nap. That doesn't seem that bad to me, but, you know, whatever. We're trying. Yeah, we're on the way to do that now, and, yeah, I'll update you next time. Alright, talk to you later, Mom. Bye.
Ah, shit, this only records 25 words. Stop. Fuck.
That was so cute, but the end?
It's fucking adorable.
I
It was
fucking
long.
love it.
It was so cute. It was adorable.
Alex only gave me notes, not a script, so I rambled.
Which is perfect for pesto.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't have to cut that much out. I tidied it up a bit, but yeah. So, you're all currently in the Old Quarter, which, if you remember, is the southern one of the southern areas, but the southernmost area of Cell. You would have been coming out of many a shop. It's probably... it's earlier in the morning because you've just got the missions. You've come out of the hurricane. You did shopping on the previous day. You would be fairly aware that the journey will take about an hour and a half's worth of walking through the Old Quarter over the long bridge over the river, the Malja River, and into the Pious Quarter. And I'm assuming most probably you're going to go pretty much straight in that direction, unless there was anything else you needed to do on the ship or anything you needed to talk about first. Monty will be coming with you, just being fairly silent for now.
So what's the plan, Captain?
Well, that way, pointing completely the wrong direction.
And we're leaving Pumpkin behind, aren't we?
Yes,
But you can summon him whenever you want.
Mm-hmm.
exactly. Are you taking? It's like a Pokeball. Are you taking the PAL drone?
We must.
I'm just confirming.
We simply must.
Simply must. That's fine. In which case, the aesthetics of the city don't change too much as you walk through, other than the streets of the Pious Quarter being slightly wider and a general feel of slightly more wealth, bigger houses, higher quality fabrics, things like that. The air feels cold as you walk. The sun's hidden behind a sheet of grey cloud that suggests a storm could be on the horizon. You walk past a few local markets with products ranging from clothes to spices before eventually arriving at the doors of the Church of the Two Suns. As you're going along, though, could people tell me their passive perceptions? Because these days I don't have all of your stuff in the same place, so it's harder for me to know it all off the bat.
12.
17.
13.
13. The 17. You're usually looking out for things, Ozzy. And rather interestingly, you notice something. It's not massively out of place or too odd, but it certainly piques your interest. You notice an odd symbol etched into the door of the building. This is in the Pious Quarter, but not close to where you are ending up. It's just along the way down one of the slightly thinner side roads. An odd symbol. A symbol that, to this point, you would not recognize. It might spark something in your brain. I'll allow you to do a history in a second, but it wouldn't be one that you're particularly familiar with. It's that of a circle, with two smaller circles inside on the top right, and 4 lines running diagonally from the top right to the bottom left, 1 thicker, slightly above the center, and 3 thinner ones close below the center. Don't worry, you don't need to remember that. I have a picture for you.
Thank you.
That means it's not important.
Card.
Oh,
Just a wooden
has
door.
been learning Gallifreyan.
It has like an air of Gallifreyan, but it's nowhere near as complex. Yeah,
It's going to sound stupid. What's Gallifreyan?
Doctor Who.
Yeah, the language of Doctor Who. So their written language,
not
if you ever
my
look
thing.
it up, is a lot of circles. It always is encased within a circle, and it is very pretty language. Yes, you're welcome, anyone, because depending on whether you alert other people to this of the party, but you're welcome to do some history rolls.
I have no reason to alert anyone to it at the moment. It's just a thing etched into a door.
It is, although it is unique in that there aren't any symbols etched into any doors to this point. You haven't seen anything. It is fairly obviously a symbol in a door that is quite notable. It could just
Well,
be
I'll do the check first and then see what I do
to.
or don't know about it.
Yeah.
You said history, didn't you?
You're welcome to do investigations and stuff, but they won't necessarily tell you what the symbol is. It will tell you more about the area and the building.
21 history.
A very good one. You would recognize, because of your past, it's something to do with a bounty ring. Bounties and bounty boards and such like that are illegal due to the Adventurers Guild. They like to keep control, but you would have recognized prior, not that you've necessarily followed any of them. If you know where to look, you can find the information. And this is the symbol that notes that this is somewhere that you could find bounties or, in fact, claim the reward from bounties.
Does W's place have a similar symbol somewhere?
W's place did not have a symbol like this. Not one that you saw, but you were looking fairly close around, so.
Is there a difference in the type of establishment? Like, would they be considered as two, like, places that do the same thing? Or is it very much, he'll give us a job of whatever, and these people are like, you will track down this person and bring them in dead or alive?
Yeah, so from what you know, and you've got a 21, so it's fairly good. Yes, W is more of a service for giving out missions. This is more of a, as far as you're aware, you haven't been in one. There were just like bounties available, like wanted posters, that you can just sort of, no one assigns it to you, you see the person, and if you manage to capture them, kill them, whatever you want to do, if you bring them back to this place, the reward will be paid out. It's not quite as formal, it's just information on who has a bounty on their head.
Okie dokie. I will say to the captain, and therefore the rest of the group, under my breath, alright, so, like, if we're short on a bit of gold, if we get through this really quickly, W doesn't have something for us, if you look at that symbol over there, that's like a bounty board, so we could always go in there and get a job, but they might not have, like, the nice kind of rescuing stuff, solving people's problems kind of thing that we've been doing so far. Well, I don't know how you guys feel about that.
What sort of stuff do they have?
Money is money.
Is it like kill somebody?
I mean, it might be. It might be like, oh, this person wronged me, but I can't take care of them myself. So I want you to go and, bash their brains in and then bring them back here.
Yeah.
Or it might be like, go to this place and chop off this guy's finger and bring it back.
I mean, money's money.
I believe that there's usually some kind of stabbing or maiming or, there's some kind of blood involved. Although I suppose you could do the same thing with poison and just knock someone out.
I ain't squeamish. Are you squeamish?
No, I don't have any blood, so I'm kind of used to the...
That's... Okay.
But, like, I saw bits of my own flesh rotting off my body, so...
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. You not having
like...
blood and being squeamish don't normally add up, but yeah.
There are different levels of things, Maybe if you saw somebody, like, etching into bone or something, that would be squeamish for you.
That'd be so cool.
Why me? Do you... Specifically? Like, do you not have bones? I thought that you all had bones.
Well, no, you just seem to have, like, more of, like, a problem when things happen to bones before, like, or maybe, I don't remember.
I'm pretty, like, hard-wearing when it comes to that kind of thing, because of all the stuff that I've seen and done. But, like, I'll let you know.
Alright.
Because, in fairness, like, since I became fully a skeleton, I haven't, like, had, like, a vomit response to something, so I suppose if I got really squeamish, and I might still feel that kind of thing, I don't know what would happen.
Yeah, could you, like, vomit from it, or could you pass out from it? Like, how does that work with you?
I have no idea.
Is it like a phantom pain?
I'd imagine that I can't faint, because, again, no blood, like, rushing other places or anything, but...
Interesting. Maybe we'll try it.
We should check out the bounty board.
Or, like, you want to do that now, or you want to do that after?
We can take a peek, right?
It's usually the kind of thing that the captain would decide, but, like, He's being quite
The
quiet.
captain's, yeah, he's like phasing out. So.
Oh, I gave him one of my special treats.
Oh, no, we're just about to go do something, Niffy.
Have you ever noticed that hands are just so curious?
Yeah, Cap.
I haven't had to eat a ham in a long time, so not really.
He said hand.
Oh, well, I haven't eaten one of those either.
Good to know.
I don't think I have either.
Come on, we can at least take a peek inside.
Is that alright with you, Captain?
Yes. The thing.
Do you want another candy?
I don't see Ben Grimm anywhere. the famous pirate, the thing.
The 21 is indeed high enough to also have you aware that the last you were aware, though things could have changed, is is always a passcode to get through the door. And it was high enough for me to agree that you would know what it is, and or at least the last you know of it, it was the lemons of winter are not so sweet. Which is interesting because seasons don't exist in this world, so you're curious as to why there would be the end of the year at the same weather as the middle of the year would have any standing as to why a lemon tastes different. But who cares?
Well, it's the end of the year, so they've been in the sun longer.
Because obviously lemons only bloom at the beginning of the year.
A classic blooming lemon.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a cocktail, and I want one.
It does. Sounds nice. Or like a fun bar, like a cocktail bar to go to. The blooming lemon.
I'd recommend that we maybe put the pal away, Pesto, for this kind of thing, because it's not like an adventurous thing. We probably shouldn't be like blurting out that we've got our specific pal.
Sure. I open the bag of holding. It's just.
It is too big to go in the bag of holding, but you are more than able
hell?
to. Well, how big is the opening to a standard bag of holding? I don't know. I thought it was just like a small.
Do you know? I think it says.
If it does, then I will, before it says that, say that the pal is, maybe a foot to a foot and a half diameter. So if it's larger than that, then you're more than able to put it into the.
Roughly 2 feet in diameter at the mouth.
Right. There you go. Bit of an awkward struggle. Yeah, you can get it in there. Yeah.
Makes a light
you haven't
sound.
You haven't given it a voice or any kind of vocal anything, so it just disappears.
All right, good to go.
I feel like giving it the ability to speak is a bad idea.
Maybe.
Alright, Pesto, well, seeing as it's just you and me seeming quite lively today, do you want to knock on?
Sure. Yeah.
You knock on the door.
Yes. Do we not just knock, or do we? Is it open?
Oh, there's like a passcode, but I assume someone would ask for it rather than us just saying it to an empty door.
It's normally 4 zeros.
What are you talking about? There's
Passcodes
no.
are
I don't have a
normally 4
pen on
zeros.
me.
Just, I don't know, etch it into the wood or something.
Are you saying that any passcode you've ever made is 4 zeros?
Yeah. If yours not.
Oh my god. I'm
What are you all
surrounded
putting
by
passcodes
idiots.
on? That's all I locked.
My
Lots.
clockstone.
What's the passcode, Ozzy? I don't know it.
Oh, I think it's something like the lemons of winter are not so sweet.
It's probably
it must be like a
magical
magic
enchantment.
lock.
Yeah. That makes a lot more sense. Alright, anyways.
You step inside, and it is a very small inside with very little in it, except for a notice board on the wall to the right, with bounties on it that I shall share with you in a second, and a person behind a desk, bars protecting them from attacks, and like a tinted glass type thing, so it's just an outline of a big figure, who doesn't say anything. They're obviously alive. It's very much like one of those old Disney effects, like at the rides where something's moving behind a screen, but they don't particularly talk to you or pay much attention to you. The bounties, I have a little document for you.
Oh, document.
You caused a French laugh from Rose.
I know.
Document.
So, I'll wait till you've opened it, and then I shall read them out so that the podcast can enjoy this as well. There is the first one, Terence Bargeman, who is named Captain Blackwater, who appears to be a human Quite short, 5'1", appearance, light brown eyes, curly grey hair, red on the left side, a wiry moustache, thin build. Has a ship called the Black Revenant, who was last seen in Cell with a bounty for 1,000 gold pieces. Second most expensive at 7,000 gold pieces on the bounty is Unknown, with a nickname of Spectre, who is a changeling, who is unknown, looks unknown, has a ship unknown, and was last seen unknown.
I think they're probably in the wind.
There is Arendalia Meriandor, otherwise known as Captain Whisperfang, a wood elf, 5'10", tan skin, brown/black eyes, small nose, long light blonde hair, tattoo sleeves of plants, with a fairly fit build, on a ship called the Nightmare's Wake, who was last seen in Saran for a 10,000 gold piece bounty. For 17,000 gold pieces on a ship called the Iron Spectre, last seen in the Gulf of Ari, is a tabaxi called Captain Furball, or Gizendri Martel. Brown fur, black yellow eyes, wiry build. An unknown name, but called Captain 7, is a warforged. Robotic body, bronze/gold, glowing green crystal in the chest, on a ship called the Scourge, last seen on Paden Island, has a 30,000 gold piece bounty, and the highest currently on there, and the last one, for 134,000 gold pieces, is Gurtank Croc, otherwise known as Gurtank the Killer, a hobgoblin, last seen in Metrocool.
Let's take it.
These ages, Alex. I understand the
yes.
the
Sorry, I
second
should explain.
Number.
So the first number out of the brackets is their age. The second one before the colon is the maturity age of that race, and after the colon is the maximum age of that race. Just I always put it there for relative, like how old they are relatively to that race. So for example, a wood elf matures at 80, lives to around 1,000. So the 186 is not too much past maturity. Kind of early 20s kind of age.
Just remind Purdy, because I've got a shit memory. We've already had something to do with Gurtank, haven't we?
Gurtank the Killer was the hobgoblin that manipulated you into getting the drugs in Metrocool to give you information on the Sea Witch. You didn't like him, you tried to buy a dragon.
Yeah, I know, I can't... We just left him, didn't we?
You did just leave him, yeah. It seemed he had some bodyguards around. This 134,000 gold piece bounty implies that it wouldn't be easy. You're welcome to go after it, but it is not going to be like a simple takedown. It also says he doesn't have a ship, but you already know where he is, presumably.
Do I know anything about any of these ships?
None of these would bring anything to you. You may have heard of some of them. I would reckon it's been a few months. How long has it been since you were on your ship? I forget the gap between starting this and stopping that.
It's been like 3 months?
It was 3 months since you started this crew, but I can't remember the gap.
So only like an extra month from that. So.
Yeah, fine. So you'd be aware of Gurtank the Killer. That's fine. You've met them. The Scourge is not a huge ship, but you've heard a little bit about Captain 7, though you don't know much. That they go on a lot about avenging people. They like to go around finding people who want revenge on something and helping enact that revenge, but they aren't necessarily like a good person Robin Hood style. They are pretty brutal and usually would take it to levels that people wouldn't be happy with. Like it wouldn't be like, I want to revenge on my friends, and then they'd go along and tear them limb from limb kind of thing. The others, they may the names may have gone past you, like the cheap ones, like the Black Revenant, Nightmare's Wake, meh. Iron Spectre, maybe the ship's gone past your ears, but it's not notable particularly to you.
Joking.
But yes, that is your little bounty board. I have set this up so on my version of the document, if I update it, they will update on there. The way this is going to be is wherever you are, there will always be a bounty symbol and a bounty area that you can go to. So this document will always have the bounties available. Don't worry about are there any more? Asking me that kind of question. If I put any more on, just look on the document. There's more on there. If you get what I'm saying, it saves the whole. You could at any point be like, we're going to go for a bounty today, and you can have a look at what's available. I might take some off. I might put some on. But just if you're doing it, you can roleplay that we're going to go along to the bounty thing. But you don't have to worry about where was the last one we went to and finding it and blah blah blah. They're everywhere. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. In which case, if you're not doing anything with that right this second, shall we move on
Well, are we doing anything with it?
Yeah, that's up to you.
I have a feeling Rowan immediately wants to go back to Metropool.
I'm not gonna do anything with it now, I guess.
I mean, we can. We can just go for it if you want.
Yeah. 134,000 gold, for your little bit of perspective. The average monthly wage in Cell, or should I say in Ecte, is 50 gold pieces per month. So that's the kind of money that's crazy high.
Mm-hmm. We're giving Ro the option, though.
I am just making sure you don't, have a unrealistic expectation. Like, the point is...
Oh, no, I expected it to be big. Especially seeing it's a name we've already dealt with at some point. I'm like, that's too much of a coincidence.
Just saying, if we happen to make our way back over to Metrical, then maybe we pick up 134,000 gold along the way.
Oh, you want to do that as just like if we happen across it, rather than, hey, let's go get 134,000 gold.
I mean, I don't think anyone's going to take it in the meantime. And we could probably do with a little more experience under our belt.
Well, I was going to say that we absolutely shouldn't go after Captain 7, because our ship might be quite like dinky compared to someone like that.
Captain 7? Oh, why? They have their ship is notoriously big?
Well, I mean, just that they're going around doing lots of stuff like this and have been for presumably a few years, so they'll be outfitted for that kind of thing. Like, just pretty much like a pirate warship, I would have thought. Whereas we're kind of just like bit of a bunch of things, but not specialized for warfare.
So we should get the 134,000 first, upgrade the ship big time, and then go after them.
Oh, yeah, I suppose we could do that.
If we're going to go after any of them, we're going to want to go after Terrence or Whisperfang.
Yeah.
I like how you use the name for one and the nickname for the other.
Yeah, I looked at that first name and went, nope.
Terrence.
I'll look over at the fella behind the kind of the counter with the bars. So, is this like they've got to be in like with a pulse still, or can we bring them in dead?
Either.
Right.
I mean,
would just like a head
great.
suffice? It's a lot easier to transport.
Unless it's specified proof of death, or bring them along alive if you want. Seems harder to me.
Alright, just because a head's sort of like easier to transport.
Yeah. It's fine.
Sound.
It's easiest to identify, so...
Also, yeah, these are all presented as, like, wanted posters with the picture in the middle and the bounty at the bottom kind of thing.
Like the nose is slightly wrong there on Gurtank. It's like a bit more crooked than you got there.
I didn't make it.
Maybe he got punched since the last time.
I didn't make it.
And he's a bit more of like an arsehole than that picture's making out.
Yeah, how's he mean mugging us like that? Did he pose for this?
I didn't make any of these.
Well, you need to speak to whoever has, because it's not living up to what he should look like.
Have a lot of people not come back from doing any of these at the moment, you know?
Well, we don't really assign them to anyone, so... You know, if people go after them, I wouldn't know. Gurtank's been on there for a while, so I assume some people are dead.
So we can just look at this and go, oh, we want to go for them, and don't have to tell you until we come back with them.
You don't even have to bring it here, just bring it to any of the bounty spots.
Where are the other bounty spots?
Walk around, just go for the symbol.
Huh, okay. Sound.
Well, I assume someone told you if you knew the passcode to get in.
Oh yeah, I've been around a little bit. Just that this is my main port, so we were thinking more like the ones in the other ports so that we could go find them.
Just go for the symbol. I couldn't tell
Nice.
you.
Sound.
We're not going to find someone who looks like you, but with like a different hat behind the counter, are we?
Couldn't tell you. I don't know the other ones. So,
Nice.
Is there another password we need to know? Like, is it going to update soon, or how do we get the next one?
oh yeah, if it's changing, then the one that you use will work, and then when you go in, there'll be a new one on the wall.
Okay.
Sound.
It's usually like a 2-month crossover.
All right. Good to know.
Nice.
If you don't know it, then try and find someone who does know it, or
Yeah, look.
potentially You just let on up, but it's usually not. I've never really had someone have that problem before, so.
Mm-hmm.
You ever met us before?
No, I haven't.
Neffy, why are you bragging about that? That's not something to brag about.
What, us being stupid? I ain't bragging about that.
Alright. I guess let's finish our current thing and then we can worry about this stuff.
Sure. I'll just before we go, to say, with this Terrence Bargeman character, his ship wouldn't be a barge, would it, by any chance? It's like it's a bit on the nose.
Caravel, pretty sure.
Okay, great.
Caravan? That ain't a ship.
Caravel.
Caravan?
No, it's a caravan ship.
You're just saying caravan. So what they done? Turn a caravan into a ship?
So, like, is it in the main port? Do you know the ship, or no worries.
No.
All right, well,
He shrugged.
cheers.
For the podcast, he shrugged. You just see this silhouette, big shrug. And he's like,
I'm just here to accept and pay out.
You don't know much, do you?
I'm not told much.
I mean, same.
Why would I need to be told these things? If I knew where they were, then it wouldn't be a bounty on the bounty board, would it?
If we wanted to put up a bounty, is there any kind of fee associated with that, or can we just come in and say we want this much for this person?
Yeah, it's 1,000 gold per month to have it on the board.
Wow.
Oh, damn. Who
Well,
brought
you
up Gertank?
Yeah, you said he'd been there a while.
Oh, Gertzank's been there a while. I don't know. We don't get names if we put them up.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it could be anybody.
But like, it's 1,000 a month
yeah.
because it goes up in every single one.
Yeah.
All over the world.
That makes sense.
And communication costs
Yeah.
and paper costs.
Well, and you pay out the bounty anyway, so it doesn't really cost us much to pay it out. Alternatively,
You
we
guys
could
are
take-
quite cushy then.
Alternatively, we could take 25% of the bounty, but people tend not to take that because the margins is not.
Yeah.
Right, well, thank you very much.
Yeah, well, we'll probably be back.
All right.
Assuming we don't die, right? Alright, bye.
I'll probably be back at
Do you
some
want a
point.
candy?
there's no like hole or anything like a teller. There's no way to hand him anything.
No glory hole. Just a wall.
Aww. I'll leave it on the side for you.
You just put it down.
Yeah.
He doesn't respond.
Right. Could
It's
you
not
point
gonna
us
be
in the
poison,
direction of this temple that we're looking for? It's Temple of the Sleeping Suns or something like that.
I don't know. Temple of the Sleeping Suns.
We know where we're going. It's fine.
All right, lead on then, Pesto.
Alright, this way.
Okay, you exit and head towards the temple of the the Church of the Two Suns.
We only spent 45 minutes on that.
Wow! Even 15.
No, we didn't actually.
Well,
We're in
yeah,
20.
we started late, and that was all the intro stuff.
Yeah, literally 20 because I went in to sort stuff out at 25 past.
Rowan, I knew you'd be very happy with that as a concept. The Church of the Two Suns, when you get to it, is constructed from the city's signature warm sandstone. Its walls adorned with the subtle carvings of the twin suns, their rays extending outward in geometric patterns that catch the light at sunrise and sunset. The building's domed roof is smaller than the grand minarets of Sel, but is capped with a golden sphere, seemingly a symbolic representation of the sun's eternal presence. The first and most notable things are the two guards standing either side of the door, and a poster attached to the door that reads, "Warning, do not enter, potential infection risk." At this point, you'd be 50 feet away or so, if you would like, well, probably not that far, unless you've got really good
I
eyes.
released the bot.
Yeah, you release out the bot. If you walk over, they will talk to you, but if you don't want to walk over yet, that is your choice, of course.
I think that's your thing, Ozzy. You can't get infections, can you?
Like a disease and stuff?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I think you're the best bet to go in there then.
I mean, the whole thing is like a quarantine zone, right? We kind of knew this going in, is that there's like a time limit.
I know, but I don't want to get infected.
It just puts you to sleep. It's not a big deal.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, like if you're having trouble sleeping, then she's gonna
I'm
knock you
not
out
having
for a
trouble
bit.
sleeping. What made you think I'm having trouble sleeping?
I mean, you sounded really relieved when I said it knocks you unconscious.
No, I sleep really well. Thank you very much. I'm not having trouble sleeping.
All right, then stay behind. You wouldn't want to fall unconscious.
But it sounds so good.
I mean, worst comes to the worst, Niffy. If you fall asleep and we can't get you to wake up, we'll just kill you and bring you back to life. And like, I assume that'd wake you up.
If we do that, do you want like a cool robot arm?
No, I don't want to be killed.
I mean, cutting off your arm while you're dead would be the most painless way to do it.
Yeah.
How about you leave me intact?
I could give you like extended reach. It could be like a stretchy arm. Wouldn't that be really helpful in the kitchen? Like if something is across the kitchen, you could just go.
That's
and
what
then
I've
pull
got
it back.
this for. And she waves her arm with the graspy tattoo on it.
Yeah, in your kitchen that is about 3 feet wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that thing has limited uses. The arm does not.
Yeah, but where would my tattoos go?
I mean, part of them would probably be cut off.
mean-
Exactly. I spent a lot of money and a lot of time getting covered.
Just get some paint, that'll do the same job. You might just need to reapply it every day. Every other day.
There's some metal.
Depends how much you
metal,
go in the
like-
ocean.
I could etch it into the arm.
I spent a lot of money and a lot of time customizing my skin. I am not having it chopped off.
What about your leg? Could you swap out the arm for a leg, Pesto?
I could,
One
but I feel like
extendable leg.
it wouldn't be as useful.
You just see me like shoot off into the sky on one leg.
It would give you a boost to get on the ladle.
Like one foot's on the ground and I'm up there.
Hey, that might be handy for boarding a ship, You just extend your leg and fall forwards onto their deck.
What, and you guys use me as a plank?
Oh no, I was thinking you just retract your leg, and yeah, I wasn't gonna say that.
I wasn't considering that, but that's actually a pretty good idea.
No, it's not a fucking good idea. And I spent a lot of time and a lot of money covering my fucking legs in tattoos too.
Should we get to work?
Well, it seems like Pesto really wants to give you some kind of robotic implant. So where haven't you got tattoos?
You don't want to know.
Long nipples.
With 3 piercings.
Man, there is no context for that for people who don't watch our streams. There is just no context.
People who'd like more Magic Myths and Mayhem but don't want to subscribe to the Patreon. First of all, you can subscribe to our Patreon. Second of all, you can check Magic Myths and Mayhem on Twitch, where you might find us doing some games and stuff.
Yeah.
To be honest, her nipples are long enough that they've been tattooed too.
Long nipples aren't a requirement for tattoos.
Can we get to work?
you
Guys,
can
I
not
really
flat nipples and
suddenly I
have
really
tattoos.
want to get to work.
Yes.
You walk over to the door, and the guards evidently see your pal droid as they gesture over. The one on the right, sorry,
Janky-ass pal droid.
the one on the left gestures over it and goes, "Oh, adventurers, right? I didn't have any note that you would be coming." And then the guard on the right just goes, "Oh, yeah, right, like we're told anything." The first guard goes, "You're right. I guess I'm still living in hope." He turns to you and says, "Well, I won't condescend you with information you already know. We have no idea if the inside is actually dangerous or not, but just be safe, all right? Oh,
All right.
and if you do think you're getting infected by anything, come tell us, so we can get a proper transport for you without infecting the rest of the city, right?"
Yeah, that's why we're sending this one in first. We'd already got it planned.
I don't mind being condescended to, and information doesn't always get transferred across. So if you want to just lay everything out, that'd be great.
Right. Well, the information I know is that it's we're not actually sure if the inside is dangerous or not.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's all they know.
Oh, you don't. Okay. Well, if the inside isn't dangerous, do you have any thoughts on what would be causing all of the sleep?
Who's asleep?
Oh, we were told that was the problem. No.
I looks over to the other guard. I don't know. I told you we're not told nothing.
All
That's
right.
fine.
You mentioned transport. Transport to where?
Or closest hospital. Or secure location.
Oh, right. So, people have already gone there that we might, be able to talk to?
Not that I know of.
What direction is it, just in case we want to head over?
Don't know. Are you going inside or what?
Yeah, we're going inside.
Yeah, probably.
We were told that when adventurers do come, they'd be going inside, so...
Yeah, but like, you know...
Which we are. We were just trying to talk to you first. You got an issue with that?
Getting the information from the experts on the scene first.
We're not experts. Like you said, we're not told nothing. Yeah, we're not told nothing.
Well, you don't give yourself enough credit, guys.
We're telling you stuff right now.
They are right. They are telling... Oh, yeah, we were getting told stuff, I guess.
Right, so you sending me in first then, or are you guys coming with me?
I'll send Lemon with you.
Right.
So I got some eyes and ears on the scene.
Sounds good. We'll inspect them out here.
Why is only one of you going in?
It's a preliminary investigation.
I'm a little bit more like expendable, but also a bit more hard-wearing, so if something does happen, then we're not all going to get like our heads chopped off.
Sure, I guess if you want, but like...
Look at the armor on this guy. No disease can get in here.
No, within the last couple of days, who's gone in's come out infected, so there's actually someone in there right now.
Oh?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Is it another adventurer or like a doctor or something?
Dunno. They were in there before we came. Last guards told us there was someone in there.
Oh, right.
And how long have you been here?
40 minutes?
And did the previous guards tell you how long they'd been in there?
No.
We should.
I'll see
we
you
should
going
hurry.
first with Lemon.
It's not lemon, it's lem, the sheep.
Lemon the sheep, yeah.
Here, I hand you the stuffed sheep.
Right. Do I need to like... Can I like put it somewhere, or do I just need to... I'm just going to tuck it under my arm for now.
Okay.
Is that alright?
Yeah.
I'm not going to look very intimidating like this, but hopefully that doesn't become like important.
Sorry to break it to you, Ozzy, you don't anyway.
It will probably make you look a little bit sheepish. Oh no! You both just clicked and sunk. You both did that.
Right, let's head on in.
Sure. One of the guys leans down, unlocks the door, opens up the door to you. You would all see as the door opens, but as you're stepping in, you'd see a bit more. The interior is simple but inviting, with smooth stone floors warmed by woven rugs in muted hues of gold and amber. Rows of polished wooden benches, each intricately carved with sunburst motifs, face a modest altar made of a pale, polished marble-like stone. Behind the altar, a tall, arched stained glass window of the sun's filters sunlight through the panes of amber and clear glass, casting a soft golden glow, splitting the rays into two defined colours, like that of the suns themselves. Behind the altar, on the right-hand side, is a door with a sign that reads, Holy Pool. Though the church... it's like Deadpool, but not.
Yeah.
Holy Pool. Though the church is not opulent, its facilities are well kept and thoughtfully designed. Attached to the side, but accessible from the inside, is a small library containing a collection of religious, well, presumably, you'd work it out, collection of religious texts and philosophical musings on the twin suns, and is open to both worshippers and scholars. You can see through this open archway. In the library, there are a few small desks, presumably meant for use in study or quiet reading, but currently it is empty. But this usual warm serenity is nowhere to be found. The overcast weather has sapped the glow from the windows, and the lack of patrons has left the main hall echoey and lonely. But before you have chance to explore, it appears the noise of the door opening is heard as a young human girl walks from a door on the left-hand side. She looks no older than her mid-20s, her simple clothes slightly ragged, and her eyes sunken and dark from what appears to be a hard few days. She walks over, sounding exasperated. She says, "Oh, please tell me you're the adventurers we sent after."
Oh, good day. Yeah, I'm an adventurer.
Oh, praise be to the suns. You're a sight for sore eyes. Now, let's make it clear, I know you're not registered adventurers, but honestly, I couldn't care less. The Adventurers Guild are a bunch of rich arseholes so far up their own butts, I'm surprised they can see straight. I asked them for help, and they told me it'd probably be a few months before they could get to me, but that my request is of the utmost importance to them. Importance, they say. Only thing they think is important is the gold, and they were going to charge me over 10,000 gold for the service. 10,000 gold. What kind of price is that? They're supposed to be up here to help us, and instead they're extorting those with no other choice. Well, you know what? Fuck them. I have another choice. You guys. Cheaper, and from what I've heard, unregistered adventurers are far more reliable, faster, better, the whole lot. Hey,
I couldn't comment on any of that. I have a right not to self-incriminate myself.
I'm sorry.
The sheep under his arm is nodding in agreement.
I'm sorry. I'm offloading on you. You don't need to hear this. I'm just worried about them all, you know?
It seems like you're feeling a bit bad.
I assume you've been told what's happening.
Like, people are falling asleep and stuff.
Right, let me break it down for you a bit. I'm Sal Gentul. I don't really come to this church myself, but my mother does. She's one of the unconscious ones. Well, 5 days ago, people started falling unconscious. Started with a couple, and then within 2 days, the counter got to 22, by which point we'd pieced enough together to work out that the church was the source. Closed it off, and we haven't had a case since, confirming our suspicions. I've not been affected yet, not sure why, but then I've not been interacting with any of the church, and I've only stepped in today because I was waiting for you. I don't really know what else to tell you. As far as I know, nothing has changed in the church, though I'll be honest, I'm not really savvy to the inner workings of the place. The people affected, 5 of them are the staff, and a good few of the patrons, 17 in total. They're currently being kept in a local hospice, just lying on beds. We've not tried any magic, just local remedies. I couldn't afford a cleric and adventurers, so I went with you and hoped that you'd be able to work it out. Now, I appreciate you'll probably want to check this place out, but if it's alright with you, I'd like you to check out the patients first. I appreciate we need to find the source, but we've got the cases under control, so I'm mainly focused on making sure that the people are okay first.
Well, it sounds like a woolly bed situation. But you've got like 2 birds with 1 stone, because I happen to be I've got some little clerical talents, like I can write stuff down. And I think that while we're here, like if you wouldn't mind just sticking around, we'll have a look around here because we're here right now. In case any more time passes, that might, do some bad stuff here.
I don't really want to. I don't want to have to do it this kind of way, but like, I'm paying you, and I really would appreciate you going over to the hospice first.
Oh, but like, surely you've already, given the money over, so it's like, as long as the job gets done, no?
Listen, you're obviously far bigger and stronger than me, so far be it from me to try and force you to do stuff, but I figured there'd be some kind of respect as to me purchasing this.
Oh, well, I was just thinking that, like, you'd want us to do it the way that we know best.
Can we see all of this happening through Lem?
I can.
Rowan can, or should I say, Pesto can. You cannot.
Is Spinach letting Niffy know?
Yeah, around now I'd probably be tugging your legs like, we should probably go in there.
Yeah, we enter.
Yeah, the 2 of you come in.
I can only see through Lem's eyes right now, because I have
Niffy
their
will hold
ability.
up.
I'm just,
Paul.
yeah.
As you walk in, she's like,
This is
Together?
the rest of us.
Alright.
Well, there's
do I need
another
to go-
guy outside, but he's going to be like keeping watch and chatting to the guards.
He's
Alright.
high right now, don't worry.
Do I need to go through all of that again?
Nope.
No, we know.
I was
about
listening.
it.
Alright. So,
We could split up. He's pointing at Ozzy really good with healing people, so he could go to the hospital while we take a look around here.
like I said, well, the way I see it, nothing's happening here. I know you want to investigate this place, but like, my mom's over in the other place. If you can sort that, or at least tell me she's not going to be dead within the next, few hours, it would just appease me so much nicer.
I'll step forward and be like, "Hi, sorry, I didn't catch your name."
Sal.
Sal? Okay. So what our plan could be is that a couple of us stay here to have an investigation, whilst we send the best of our crew over with you to see the patients and see if there's anything we can do. Because if we split up and do that, one, we find a quicker way of finding out what's happened to them, which leads to us being able to find an antidote for it, whilst the others check out whether they could actually do anything in the meantime. Does that sound good to you?
I'm not going over to the hospice. Quite honestly, I need to sleep because I haven't slept in about 2 days.
That's fine.
But
So we'll
it's
send half
evident.
our team that way.
Listen, it's evident that your decisions are different to what I'm asking. So I guess hopefully it's not a waste of money. So I'm gonna go sleep, and
Wait, where are you going to go do that?
in the library.
I'd super recommend not doing it inside the place that people fall asleep and then don't wake up.
No one's fallen asleep in like 2 days, and people have been around.
Yeah, but have they been falling asleep?
We're gonna cut to Monty. You are currently standing. You suddenly come back to consciousness with a splitting headache, realizing that the brownie that you were given about 2 hours ago by Niffy was most certainly not just a brownie. You are standing in front of the Church of the Two Suns. There are 2 guards standing there who were kind of staring at you as you were doing a bit of a whoo, but your friends are not around you. Oh, sorry, your crew is not around you. But yes, it like almost instantly, bam! All of the effects of the magic brownie are gone.
Excellent.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, we shall have word later.
And you can also hear a muffled like coming from inside the other side of the door.
Right, well, I shall head for the door then.
Yeah, the guards let you through,
Morning.
and you see them standing there with a human girl who looks about early 20s, who looks exhausted, who you just catch the end of their conversation where she says, obviously you've made your decisions, I just want to sleep. You do what you want, whatever.
Chaps? What?
Captain, are you okay?
what-
Are you with us?
Cap. Do you
Yes,
want
that was
another
a-
brownie?
No, thank you. Thank you. I might give that a miss just for the moment. Very, very kind.
You really enjoyed it though.
Did I? Yes.
You were
yes,
saying
quite
something
possibly.
about your hands being especially weird?
Do you know, I'm not at all surprised.
What was that thing we made up for Cal where he got naked and started
Naked,
doing
yeah.
the dance?
Oh yeah.
You doing whatever that was.
The Triton dance.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I'll have a chat with you about those brownies later. Very interesting. Perhaps ought to be
They
a bit
are,
of a
aren't they?
warning on the outside. Yes, yes. Let me know if you're going to give me another one, though. Okay? That's very important.
Maybe.
Anyway, I take it that you've had a chat with this young lady here, then.
Well, yeah, I was
so
just.
she's the person who put out the job,
Yeah.
and she'd like us to go and speak to the patients who are
Check on them.
unconscious at the
all I
moment.
all I was saying is that nothing's happening here. No one else has fallen unconscious. I was asking your friends here to go to the hospice first because I'm worried about the people over there, and you can investigate this place after. But they're all very adamant that that's not happening. So
No, we're
Being
not.
real suspicious
We're,
about
no, we're
getting us
really
out
not
of here.
adamant about that.
suspicious about getting you out of here. I'm worried about them. I'm paying you money. I thought I'd have some agency over this. Evidently, I don't. I can't stop you. I want to sleep. So I'm just
You go
hoping that you
sleep,
sort it.
we will get it sorted.
I'm
Do
sure.
whatever you want. And she just
Exactly.
walks off into the library.
I
sure they're-
still think that we should if she wants to fall asleep in the place where people fall asleep forever, that's on her. But we should try and wake her up almost immediately after she falls asleep, just to make sure that she can wake up.
I don't think that would be a good idea. We think we should leave her to sleep.
She's already fallen asleep on a chair in the library.
Oh my god, she's dead!
I'll go
I
over
don't
and
Yeah.
think it's much of a loss.
Yeah.
I'll-
If you're doing it, then yeah.
I was just going to go over and just tap her on the shoulder.
What?
Just wanted
Sorry.
to make sure that you
What?
aren't falling for the same under the same
No
whatever it
one
is.
No, it's not happened in a couple days.
When it did happen, whereabouts in the building did it happen?
Listen, I wasn't around. I don't go to this church. My mother does. I'm just dealing with this fallout. I'm only here because I was, wanted to tell you guys so you could work it out.
And where were the bodies of the sleeping people found in the building?
All around. I mean, it didn't happen all at once. Slowly over a couple of days.
Oh, I see. And where was the first person who fell asleep?
I don't really know. I think it was one of the staff, probably just on the floor somewhere over there.
In that case, you have a little snooze. If I get any more questions, I'll pop back.
What, you haven't told us where the hospice is?
The guards don't know either. They don't.
Down the road, left, right, left, straight.
What's it called?
I didn't tell you because you didn't seem like you wanted to go over there. It's not got a name. It's literally just like a building that's being used.
We just
for
said we're not
holding.
all going over at the same
Yeah,
time.
we said we go after.
Or split
No, we
up.
said half of us would go, half of us would stay here.
I think the best thing is, madam, I don't know your name. I'm sorry, very sorry. You get back to
Sal.
sleep.
Sal.
Sal.
Sal. Yes, Sal. Very, very nice to meet you. You get some sleep, and we will let you know when we have something to report.
All right.
If you
So-
don't mind, I'm just gonna leave here. You can cuddle this guy. He will keep you safe.
I'm all right. Doesn't take him.
All right. Well, he's gonna follow you around and make sure you stay safe. There you go.
Right.
As we're walking away, Niffy will just be like, I do not trust her.
No, that was like real suspicious.
Yeah, but then you don't trust anyone. So
Yeah, but
quite
I
correct.
really don't trust her.
Okay. Well, for the moment,
Real weird that she was like, "Hey, send the people here to meet me," and then like as soon as we got here, she was like, "Right, I don't want you to be here."
I would agree.
Yeah, she was sketchy.
By the way, Captain, we also went into a place that does bounties on people, and we've got a list of people who, like, we could go hunt down for money.
We could kill Gertank for 134,000 gold.
I mean, that sounds good, but very, very tricky. I think that's going to be the slight difficulty with that one. And I do like the way that Rowan's face frozen in exactly the right expression.
Is it frozen or was I?
It's actually frozen.
Beautiful.
Oh.
It's a very
Wait,
intense.
before you go, let me snip it so we can show
One
you.
take
Oh.
a picture.
I've already taken a picture. What do you think of fucking?
It's brilliant.
Go on, rotate sideways. Rotate sideways. Fuck you, phone. Rotate sideways. There you are. There you go. Enjoy. One sit.
Okay.
It's a really...
So, what are you all doing?
Right, chaps. I think first of all we'll have a look around here. Then, does anybody have any kind of anti-curse spell, anything which would break a curse or break that kind of thing?
Are you sure we shouldn't split up just so
Yeah,
that
so
we
Cap,
handle this just as quickly?
I do.
me and Spinach were thinking we should split.
I don't have it today, but I could have it tomorrow.
I'm thinking.
I think personally, you and Ozzy are best to go check out the people that fell asleep, and me and Spinach will stick around here.
That's what I was figuring. Since Ozzy has some healing capabilities and you're good at talking to people.
And you are the lead.
I'm happy with that. I've also got a sort of couple of things I can try to sort of possibly wake them up, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, that sounds like a plan. In that case, we'll meet outside in this entrance area near the front door here.
Well,
In, shall we say, 3/4 of an hour?
Yeah.
just here. Take. Oh god, what the Olive? Take Olive. They'll just let them know when you want to meet up, and they'll tell me.
Such a great idea, Captain.
No, I don't trust you. Okay, that's fine.
Just so we know, I'm set up for like triage. I've not kind of thought about all my like long-term stuff today.
That's
You're
fine.
still
I'll do
better
what-
than us.
That might be better.
We'll do what we can, and if we need to do some more stuff tomorrow, we'll do some more stuff tomorrow. But for now, let's start our investigations.
Right.
See you back here in 45 minutes.
Or whenever you let Olive know.
I will clap a hand onto Pesto's shoulder, and I will cast Memory of the Damned, and you will get a brief flash in your mind, Rowan, of inspecting rotted wooden planks for barnacles and like scraping them off, but looking really closely as I give you advantage on all your intelligence checks.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you. Beautiful.
Well, fuck you then.
I figured that's where it would be the most useful. Right, like, off we go, Captain.
Then we'll head out.
Okay.
Woohoo!
Whatever it was. Down, left, right,
It was
left.
down, left, right, left, and then it was an unnamed building. Should be really easy
And
to
we'll look
find.
out. It'll be fine. Just listen for snoring.
You guys walk off. Start heading. Pesto and Niffy. What are you doing?
And I want to talk to you about the brownies.
Did you just want to get rid of him so he didn't have to lecture you?
No, I would never do that.
Okay, let's check out this big chamber first, I suppose.
Yep,
Okie dokie. What would you like to roll?
I would like to investigate.
You can indeed investigate.
Yippee!
And Niffy, you're welcome to obviously do rolls as well.
23.
23. So, this main church building, you search around, nothing seems particularly off. You search around all the benches, around the altar. It's a large-ish room, so it takes a little bit of time. And yes, this large main area, everything is fairly clean. It seems like it was recently cleaned, but like within the week, rather than just like scrubs, but it's kept nicely tidy. Nothing has been left out, like any books or any of that. In fact, it's mostly a lack of anything that you find that says to you that nothing seems particularly off.
It's clean. Too clean.
It doesn't seem too clean. At the back of the church, on the right, I said there was this door that leads to the holy pool. On the left, you find a little door. It's like a heavy quotes hidden door. It's obviously a door. It's just painted the same as the walls, just so it's a little bit more hidden. Which you open up, it's not locked or anything. It's evidently a storeroom, which you can see a few items just in there. But as soon as you open it, there's this wafting, strangely metallic smell.
Mm.
It is stronger at first as you open the door, and it obviously pulls some air out. It dies down pretty quickly, as though the smell was building up in there. You can still smell it now that you know that it's there, but you would have to investigate more in that room if you wanted more from that. Niffy, are you doing anything on the main room, or the library, or any other parts?
So, Rose's investigation, does that cover the library?
No, that was just the main big room.
Cool. I will investigate the library then.
Of course.
Do me good. Oh, fuck off, 6. I find a toothbrush.
With a 6, I think you're mostly concerned about not waking up Sal. So you try not to be too invasive, but it's mostly just there's some books around, there's some desks around. It seems there are some piles of neat enough papers and such. Presumably someone left them, or they've been tidied from someone who left them. But there's nothing other than just like some desks and books. There's no like checking out system or anything. All of the books on the spines, as you do a quick cursory glance, are all about religious texts. There's nothing like fantasy or any of those kinds of things. It's all to do with history.
So no smut.
There doesn't appear to be any smut of the two sons.
Yeah, no, she's bored then.
And you walk out. And at this point, probably around when you see that Pesto's standing in front of a door, probably as you walk out, Pesto opens the door and goes,
Ugh.
You good?
There's a smelly smell from over here. It's kind of metallic.
Nose too close to your ass?
Mm-hmm. Wait, no.
I got you though.
There's something in here. Can I make a nature or arcana check to see if I know what the smell is?
You're welcome to do one in here. You can do another investigation in here if you wish. It's a separate room, so it'll be a separate roll.
I want to figure out what the smell is first.
You are welcome to do what you want. I'm just saying, don't think
Yeah.
that you can't do another investigation. Because
Yeah, I just before I go like touching and poking things, if the smell is a bad
Sure.
smell.
Perception, if you wish. If you just want to be standing in the middle and looking around, you're welcome to do nature and such. But they will obviously all give slightly different things.
Remember, you got advantage on all your intelligence checks.
Yeah, so I do want to do nature. I just want to know what the smell is, not necessarily where it's coming from or anything at the moment.
That's fine. So a nature will give you is more focusing in on whether you recognize what the smell is, whether it's natural or unnatural, stuff like that. Perception would more be where it's coming from.
Natural 20
Very nice.
for 27.
Yeah.
Or 24 for a nature.
So walking in with the nature, you can't really determine where it's coming from. The metallic smell as you breathe it in, not something you recognize in the slightest. You'd be getting, it's a very high nature. I reckon you think you're very certain that it isn't like a manufactured chemical or something like that. It doesn't smell like a cleaning agent or anything along those sorts of lines. You heavily assume it's a more natural smell, but you don't know what the source is at this current point.
Okay.
Nifty, you're also welcome to ask to do searches and stuff in this room. Investigations, obviously touching and looking. Perceptions, just looking around, smelling, seeing.
Would survival be of any use?
A survival would potentially tell you whether or not it is dangerous in there, to your
that's what I'll
knowledge.
Just because that's my only good one. 30-20.
I'm gonna leave Basil outside of the room to stand guard, and if the others come back and something happens to us in here, to be like,
Sure. Of course. Your survival, you take a gentle breath initially, just so you don't, inhale massive amounts of toxic anything. You're not getting any kind of
whiff.
Okay. You don't get any kind of sense that this is dangerous, at least from inhaling it just standing in the middle. You're not sure about touching things because you haven't searched around yet, but it doesn't feel as though this is a dangerous chemical or gas or poison or anything like that. It's more like it's coming off something, like a residual nature of something, and it just kind of stinks in here.
Well, breathing it in is survivable.
good to know.
You say to Pesto, who's been standing in there breathing it. Pesto suddenly has a thought. I didn't think about that.
Can I investigate to find the source?
Yes, you would. Are you happy to be using your little grubby hands to have a look around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both hands are gloved, to be fair.
I'm just, as usual, investigation involves getting a bit more in depth with everything.
Yes. Dirty 20.
Around here, there's sheets and clothes and stuff, obviously to do with the people who work here, just like gowns and things. There's also a boring corner of just toilet roll and stuff like that, some cleaning equipment. None of that is particularly of interest. It is very, as you look around, immediately very distinct that the smell is coming from a set of towels that are folded up and put there. The towels, it's quite a high investigation. The towels don't appear to have been washed recently. They are folded neatly and put down as though they had been used but have been put back. And certainly as you get closer to them, that's where the smell is coming from. It's not horrendous when you breathe it in. It is something residual on the towels. Could be the towels themselves, but you would make a good assumption it's something on the towels, but you don't know what it is.
Are they just there in a pile?
Yeah, so just imagine a shelf with easily 10 to 15, maybe more towels, just folded neatly and stacked.
I'll have my animated glove hop off my hand and then just lift them up and just
Well, you already would have been looking through them to do the investigation. There's nothing in them or on them, around them. If you open one up, nothing falls out. It's the towel itself is what smells.
Okay.
And it's all of them kind of evenly. It's not a singular towel.
Well, it's these towels. I don't know what the hell's on them, though. It's nothing obvious on them. They're not stained or anything.
No, like I said, they're obviously not clean. They're just white towels. They're obviously not cleaned, but they're not massively stained or bloody or anything's spilt on them. It just appears to be kind of stinky and not hyper super clean.
Is it worth bagging it and giving it to Ozzy to have a look at?
I don't know what else you would do with it.
I don't know if Ozzy's got some fine this, that, or the other.
I can try to identify it, but that would only really make sense if it has magical properties.
You're welcome to you doing an identify on it.
You know what? Sure, but it's going to take me 10 minutes because I'm not wasting a spell slot on it.
All right. We'll do that and then we'll shift over to the other two.
Yeah.
Cool. You do your spells and such and have a look through it.
A big magic circle with a towel in the center.
If it's just going.
It is a towel. Its properties used for drying things.
Cool. It's a towel.
I mean, I could have told you that bit.
All right. In the bag.
But the lack of information is, in fact, in itself information.
Mm-hmm.
And you take one.
Just a very smelly.
If you want to write it down, just towel with metallic smell or something.
Smelly towel.
Okay.
We will skip over to the other of you. It doesn't take you. It takes about 30 seconds to get over to the other building. It's very close by. But as you're walking over, you go left, right. You're told it'll be straight on, but you notice immediately that the road that leads up to the this building is blocked off with a warning sign, just a simple like tape type thing, a string, a warning sign that's warns you of an infection. But this time there are no guards blocking the path, same as last time, just infection risk warning. But there are no guards or anything. You could easily walk over / around if you wish to.
I'll walk around.
As you get closer, you can see that the building itself is simple. It's made of the same sandstone as the rest of the city, but without any intricate design or shape. It seems, in fact, to be a purpose-built hall-type building. The front entrance is a set of simple wooden double doors with no particular markings, just a door handle and a keyhole. On the floor, in front of the entrance, is what appears to once have been attached to the door but has since fallen off, a scrawled, barely legible note that says, "Please knock for entrance."
I shall knock.
Oh, that's a great idea, Captain. I was just thinking I don't know the knock spell, so would it be in fact?
You knock, and you hear a muffled voice that goes, "Hey, who is that?"
Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Yes. We're trying to sort out this sleeping problem. We thought we'd come and check up on the victims, as it were.
Oh, right, okay, hold on, let me just get this door open. It's clattering and scratching. The lock is evidently being manipulated.
We're not here to sleep with you.
Eventually the door
We're here
opens
to
up.
stop people sleeping with you.
The door opens up to reveal an elf man, very pale in colour, with very defined features, who, as he opens up one of the doors, says, "Alright, be careful now, I don't want you guys getting infected or anything. I must admit, I don't think it's transferable. I've not caught anything, but then I haven't been touching the bodies, so maybe that's why."
I see. Well, thank you very much for the warning. Now, what can you tell us about our victims? Are they just asleep, or they're unconscious, or what do we know?
Oh, not a lot. I've just been told to watch them, and they haven't moved.
I see. No reaction to any stimuli or anything like that?
I'll be honest with you, I haven't tried.
Okay.
I wasn't told to do anything. I'm not a medic of myself.
All right, I'll take out a knife. All right, let's get going then.
I think perhaps you try a little less. Well, it depends what you're planning on doing with that knife.
I was just gonna prick one of them with the knife a little bit, see what happened.
Would you like a description of the inside of the building first?
Well, that would be nice.
The inside of the building is not surprising in many ways, mimicking the outside aesthetics with large windows letting in the dull light from the overcast day. I didn't mention to you, it is an overcast day. That was just a moment. It is evident that the current layout is that of a rushed setup for the circumstances. There are 24 beds laid out around the room in a grid-like pattern, 2 of which are empty. The rest have people laying inside or on top, resting seemingly peacefully, breathing but unmoving. The only other thing in the room is a chair right beside the door that the elf has just sat down in, picking up a newspaper as they do, looks over at you. Good luck.
Thank you so much. So we'll head over to the first bed.
Yes, you are welcome to do whatever checks you wish. I have a lot of stuff written down. I will give you appropriate information as you ask, but as I just said to them, there are different information, obviously, for investigations, perceptions, arcanas, natures, medicines.
Yeah, I would start off with perception, as in not touching initially, just sort of look over the body. Can I see anything? That kind of malarkey.
I shall do that as well if I am able.
Of course.
I will also ask the guy if he knows who each person is and the order in which that they fell sick.
I'll tell you right now to save a lot of the back and forth. Doesn't know anything. It seems as though he's a local body who's just been asked to watch over for free as a favor. He has no information on any of this.
I'm going to need my glasses because I can't read my dice.
You can't read anyway.
22 for me.
Okie dokie.
Well, less than that. 11.
Okie dokie. Just a little side note. This is the first time I've ever written, literally in however many years we've been doing this, is the first time I've ever written out specific DCs for specific information.
Yeah.
in a lot of intricate detail. I've actually done it for once.
So, on the dice. Yay!
The 11. Nothing.
I'm not surprised.
You have No clue. You go over. You're like, all right, I'm going to have a look, and it is a person that is sleeping.
And the reason, of course, is because I get my my glasses out, put them on, and they won't stay on my golden mask. Keep sliding down. So it's like, yes, there's a
No, I know exactly what it is. I know exactly what it is. You brought the wrong glasses. You have different size glasses for your different size bodies, and you bought ones that are way too big for your face, and you just can't keep them on. Try to hold it to your face as you're looking around. 22. Okie dokie. So, the people are definitely unconscious, with seemingly no cause at the first look. Let's have a little look. So you can tell that they're all in the same condition. There is no initial noticeable difference between them. But as you look at them more and more, you can tell that they were most certainly affected by the same thing. You note that there is a slight metallic smell in the room, which, upon closer inspection, is coming from the patients. And finally, you note that despite the large-ish presence of elves in the city, none of the 22 here are elven.
Do we know anything elven that would affect people?
Other than the one sitting at the entrance.
Elves elves don't sleep, do they?
True. That's very true. It could be a sleep spell of some sort. I'm going to do an investigation now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put on.
So just to confirm, an investigation does require touching the patients.
I know it does, yes. I'm going to also requires me to put on my glasses, or whatever the hell they're called.
Mm-hmm.
My glasses of investigationness, as I call them.
Your goggles of minute seeing?
You might call them that. I call them my glasses of investigationness.
But did you pick up the right ones? Do these ones fit?
Luckily they do. They're on an elastic band, so they're adjustable.
This is the difference in our flavour things. I rename all of my spells. Mark renames all of his items.
So
I rename my characters.
let me see. Make sure there's nothing else over there that affects any of this stuff. No. Boopity boops.
I'm not going to make any comment on that, buddy.
That was 17. I was too busy rolling the dice.
17. Do you want to also do an investigation or medicine or anything?
I would
Arcana,
prefer
nature?
to assist, if I may, instead.
Yeah, certainly.
So I get an advantage, yes?
Yes.
Come on, roll better. Now that's something that doesn't normally happen with dice, because I've got this dice, you see,
Yes.
and it ended up
rolled
landing
on
on its
nothing.
end. It landed on its end, which isn't a number at all.
Try again.
I'll try that again. That is not good. No, that was a 1. So 17.
Okay, you don't discover a lot. As you're, doing some like tests of whether or not there are, I forget what the test is called, where you like drop the hand on top of the person's face.
The drop the hand on top of the person's face test.
Yeah, I know it is a thing you can do to check if someone is actually unconscious.
Yeah.
Is it?
One thing.
Yeah. So the point is, usually, if someone is pretending to be unconscious, they won't slap themselves in the face.
Oh, really? I'll know to slap myself in the face then.
Yes. Also, if you blow in someone's eyes, on their eyelids, if they're unconscious, the eyelids won't flutter, and if they're actually awake, they won't.
Things like that tell you that they are certainly unconscious. You test things like noise, touch, stimulations, such like that. There's no reaction.
Shouting, wake up!
But unfortunately, that is all you discover with that roll.
That's not very helpful. I should try a medicine roll.
Sure.
See if I can, with my vast medical knowledge, come on, roll better than a 1.
Are you assisting again?
No, I'll do medicine myself. I'm a
Okey-dokey.
ship's doctor.
I'm glad you did
Just
that.
like you should be doing it. Yeah.
Well, my medicine roll was 5.
Man, you get nothing
Well, I
else.
got a 4 on the dice, but I get to add 4, and I
Okay.
will also
Yes.
do a tactical mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a second win. Well, it's a second win thing, and if I use it, so I believe it is a D10. So I got a 10. So that turns into
18.
18. So
Okay.
if that still fails, then I don't expend it. If that is now a success, then I do expend it.
You do get more information, so it would count as a success. You were also doing a medicine, I believe, Father. Oh, you got a 5.
I got
No.
a rubbish. Forget that.
As you are looking around, Well, with the 5, you get a little distracted that you could have sworn one of them was moving. You just stare at them. Like, did they move?
I see moving, sir.
Meanwhile, Ozzy, you discover, as you're looking at parts of the skin and such, you discover a slight discoloration in seemingly random amounts on the body. In these locations, there are patches of what appear to be slightly sparkling skin, ranging from 6 inches across to entire arms, half the torso. The skin in these locations does not seem to be damaged or swollen, just this glittery sheen that, as you touch it, doesn't appear to come off. It seems to be almost a part of the skin.
Kind of like a little bit scaly, sort of?
Not scaly, just glittery skin. The skin looks like the rest of the body, just like there's glitter has been poured onto it, but not thick, like a glittery paint type thing. And in the right angles, it shines and then sort of fades out of the edges.
Hey, Captain.
Yes, Ozzy.
All these people got some sort of weird eczema?
Oh, yes. That's very interesting. I wonder where that's come from. Don't recognise it, do you?
I haven't had skin for a long time, so can't say that I recognise it straight away. Let me think about it for a little bit. Could I do an Arcana check, Alex?
You're welcome to do an Arcana. Would you like to also do an Arcana or a Nature or anything of that kind?
I will assist on the Arcana.
Go for it. Look at this, an actual mission with investigation and looking around and information. Isn't this fun?
I know.
I feel like we've never done this before.
No. Normally by this time we'd have cut the guy's head off at the door and just burnt the place down.
Yeah.
23.
Sneezed and set on fire. 23. I'm going to tell you, 23 is the highest amount of information you can get on this. So, I'll skip over the first one, which says you can't see any physical evidence of the source of this problem, because obviously you've discovered that separately. But that rash type thing on the body is definitely pointing towards some kind of magical effect. Could be a spell, could be a natural source on your initial look. But as you look closer and really start to analyze, you think it probably isn't the work of the spell. It feels more likely to be a natural magical source, so that of a beast or a monster or a plant or something like that, rather than someone having actively cast a spell. And the fact that you did not see any elves, various signs and things that you looked at, you're assuming in some way or another this is a natural charming effect that has sent them all into a little slumber, and your best guess is this is something that has secreted off a beast or a monster of some kind that has touched the skin.
So, like something that you might find in a pool of water, for example.
You could imagine something like that, yes.
If we knew anything about elves, which we don't.
Oh, there's this really suspicious, like, sacred pool or something. It's like monster secretions that you could have put in there.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try something. Unless you're going to give me some more information, which is a shot.
Well, as you're looking at these, and Ozzy stands up to say to you, I think it's probably to do with the magical pool. I'm going to say that you're sort of standing sort of vaguely in the center of the room. Monty, you notice something extra and very specific.
Yes.
All of the bodies at exactly the same time sit bolt right up, and in sync, they all look at you and slowly start to get out of the beds, moving slowly towards you.
Are you my mummy?
The elf at the door panics, jumps up, runs through the main door, closes it, and you hear a very distinctive locking sound.
I say, that's not very...
Oh, we split the team up.
Oh, dear.
So, first things first. Pesto.
Hi.
You get a little alert from, I forget who you said went with them.
Olive.
You get a little thing that's just like, oh, just so you're aware, all of the bodies have woken up and are now moving towards your friends.
Patient's alive, or not alive, but awake and weird. We gotta go.
Before we go, is it worth just quickly checking in on...
Nope.
No. Is it worth quickly checking in on...
Nah, she's fine.
I'm going to go check in on them.
You are not immediately going to do so, because you two are also going to be in the initiative, because you're only about 30 seconds walk away, which is 5 rounds, so it is your decision as to where you're going and what you do. And if you're sprinting, I could knock that down in half, obviously, so it would only be about 2 rounds, 3 rounds.
Pretty, I can look through my eyes. I left Lem with her.
Oh, you did, didn't you? Okay. about that.
But we'll get to that in a second. Some initiatives first. Monty.
24.
Ozzy.
7.
Niffy.
21.
Pesto.
8.
Okay, so you guys, 24, 21, 8, and 7. I'm going to say the two groups of you can do the sort of controlled initiative because you're in two separate groups in terms of reactionary. So Monty with a 24 and Ozzy with a 7. Monty, you're welcome to go at the same time or after Ozzy if you wish.
I will probably keep that for the moment.
Okie dokie. Niffy and Pesto, 21 and 8. Niffy, you can go at the same time or after Pesto.
I'll match
Can you remember?
Pesto.
Okay, I'll switch you to that.
How many people are there? How many bodies have stood up?
22.
22.
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how many are there? I can't
22.
remember. 22.
Yes.
I don't have 22 spells.
I suppose theoretically these are all commoners. And
You,
not much
through
to
those
be worried
investigations, have not noted that they seem particularly special in any way in terms of adventuring power. They seem to be insubstantial in battle formats. So, Pesto and Niffy, if you sprint max the rounds, I'll give it 2 rounds until you're involved. Yeah?
I'm going to spend this round peeping through my eyes.
Sure. Then 3 rounds.
Because that takes an action, or through Lem's eyes.
So, according to roll 20, we're in a ship. Is
Yeah,
that
no,
right?
I'm going to shift you over.
Okay, just checking. Oh my god.
Why are they all Chris Evans?
Discount Chris Evans over
There's
here.
22 Chris Evans!
So, Monty, you are indeed first. They're all getting up out of those. They are obviously moving towards you, but currently, obviously, have not made it to you.
Okay, I'm going to try.
Mm-hmm.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'm going to try Lesser Restoration,
Okie dokie.
which ends a condition. Now, I don't think this will work because it's blinded, deaf, and paralyzed or poisoned.
Mm-hmm.
So because they've had something put on them and it's having an effect, I'm going to say that might be poison. So I'm going to try a Lesser Restoration on whichever the closest one to me are to get back to the map.
Currently within 5 feet 6 that you could do it on.
The one, as you look at the D20 picture,
You can do the highlight. You can like ping them.
that's a fair point. That one.
Right, that one
Go to my left.
to the left, yes. Or, yeah. Sure.
I'm just trying to see if I can cure his poisoned condition.
Yes. You don't have to roll anything for that, do you? You
Nope.
touch them as they are getting up. Nothing seems to change, unfortunately.
Didn't think it would, but it was worth a try. All right.
Are you doing anything else? Movements? Bonus?
I would, but I'm not sure there's anywhere I can actually go.
Okey-dokey.
I could go. I think I'm going to stay next to the tank on my
Okie dokie.
directly above me.
Niffy, you would be aware enough that Pesto is planning to keep watching through the eyes. Like I said, it would take you 2 rounds if you went full speed as fast as you can towards this. So if you want to spend your round doing that, you can. If not, what do you do?
No, if
there is one thing I was going to do. You should not do. I'm going to say to Ozzy, don't kill them.
so, yeah, if Pesto's let me know that
Mhm.
that's what they're doing, I will just hold an action to like attack if anything comes near whilst they're doing that.
We're going roughly at the same time, right?
Yeah, so you both currently now have the same initiative.
Yeah, so I mean,
Would you just
yeah.
like me to go first so that you don't have to hold an action, like you can just do the thing and have your whole turn?
Also, attack who? What do you...
Well, because we've still got the girl in the
Sure, but you have confirmed
Library.
that she is unmoving, she's asleep.
Oh, yeah, but that's what we're doing right now, is confirming, so I was just going to keep an eye out to make sure nothing came near us.
Sure.
Because we're doing it at the same time.
What does Pesto do?
I just peek through Lem's eyes to make sure she's fine.
She's asleep, snoring.
She's sleeping. Just go to the other place, the hospital.
Okay.
You
I'll
can...
move.
I was going to say, you can take your action now, because you're going
Yeah.
at the same time, so Pesto has gone first.
Yeah. So-
You can take your full dash.
Yeah.
Cool. So you sprint at the front door, blast it open, the guards are like, oh yeah, oh," as you run around the corner, skitter off. That is your first round. Second round, obviously, will get you there, and then the round after you can do something.
Olive is with them though, and Olive can still take commands.
Sure.
But also, I don't want to kill them. Olive's gonna hang back for now
Okay.
because they only have acid, and
just melt them all.
yeah.
Okay.
Olive looks like they're about to spit, and
So,
then it's like,
all of these patients shall now go. They just start crowding. So, like, this one moves here, this one moves here. All of them are getting kind of as close as they can around you. Okay, so the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are around you, Monty, are going to try and grab you, and the 5 that are around Ozzy are going to try and grab Ozzy. So I shall do this.
Are these attack rolls?
They are. Yes, they're attack rolls. So it'll be. It's grappling. If that changes. what you're
So,
thinking.
well, that's not. It depends. Are you doing an attack roll to grapple, or are you doing a grapple check? Because they're different things. Or are you using the new grappling rules, in which case it is an attack roll, or it's essentially is it? Are you doing strength or like athletics checks, or are you doing an attack roll?
Yeah, checks. They're just trying to grapple.
Okay.
I'm just going to do 5 against... I mean, you can roll 5 if you wish to, or you can just roll 1 to try and resist them all, since they're all coming at the same time. It'll just be consistent.
I'll roll
whatever you decide as a couple. It'll be consistent.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
roll
happy to
5.
roll 5.
Then we'll do them one at a time, because then we know which one's which. The first got a 5.
5 also. But these are checks, correct? Yes, we've just confirmed that. So I can...
Yes, they are.
Well, it's...
Indeed, yes.
So yeah, so if I meet it, I'm fine.
Because they're setting, so therefore you'll need to be, yes.
Because it's like a DC in that way, yeah.
Second, 19.
13, however, because it's a check, I can Tactical Mind.
Mm-hmm.
But only adds another 2, which doesn't work, so it's not expended.
Okay, second one, just get you. Third one is a natural 1, so I won't make you roll. Fourth one is a 17.
I got a 1 on that one.
Okay, so you grab by 2 of them. The last one is a natural 1, so I'll make you roll. So, 2 and 4, I'm going to denote this with symbols on them, because otherwise it's going to be really hard to tell what looks good. Let's go with that symbol. So these 2 have grappled onto you. The rest try to, but they're sort of scrambling out of the beds and you just knock them away. But you have been grappled by 2 of them. Monty!
Yep.
I need you to do 5 athletics or acrobatics checks against what I'm rolling here.
Athletics or acrobatics? Okay.
So the first one is a 6.
27.
Okay, so second one is a 2. Is a 2.
My acrobatics is quite good, but I rolled very well on that one.
Second one is a 2.
Seems
you probably don't have to roll
fail that one. No.
Third one is a 12.
That's 28.
10.
22.
6.
23.
Fine. They all start to grab you and you just like duck. In fact, you're so small at the moment, you just out of the way and none of them can get you. Fine. And that is all of their goes.
I like acrobatics. That's a good one. You can do that one again sometime.
Ozzy, you are currently restrained by 2 of them, or grappled by 2 of them. You, of course, can make rolls to try... Well, a roll to escape one of them, I guess. But it's up to you, really. Or you could, start murdering.
Don't start murdering.
You said no killing, Captain. Are we including dismemberment in that?
We are including dismemberment. They're our friends. They are under a spell at the moment. Unless we absolutely have to.
I'll just knock him out for now, then. And I will make a repentant strike, Alex, against this one.
Okay, one of the ones that's gripping you. Give it a smack.
I am intending this to be non-lethal.
That's fine. Smack with a hilt.
And do you know what? Just to make more noise, to try and wake them up, sure, I'll use the new rapier, the screaming sword thing. Because it's got the +2.
Well, you did attune to that?
I think so, because I unattuned from something else.
Yeah.
I think we took a rest.
I would say you have. You've taken the rest. I
marked it down.
You pull it out and he goes, "Oh God, what the hell have you got yourself into now? Look at all of these. It's only a fighting this many people at the same time does not seem healthy."
Well, I don't know how much of a fight it's going to be, and I will just attempt to hilt.
Yeah, use the basket hilt, and just smack him in the nostrils.
So it is 27 to hit.
Yeah, that's only 17 over what you needed.
And it does 12 damage and
immediately unconscious.
As I said, intending it to be non-lethal.
Non-lethal, immediately unconscious. You just smack him in the face, and they just collapse down. hit the ground.
Yeah. I don't really have much in the way of, like, AoE stuff that is non-lethal. Like, I kind of have one AoE thing.
Because you're all defensive.
But it's... No, that only spreads it over a 5-foot area. I could drop a thing of oil.
Do you? Gonna need a choice.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I'll use the. Oh no, I can't use the channel divinity from my. Oh no, it's not from my shield. It's from my amulet. I'll use the channel divinity charge in my amulet for a bonus action attack.
Okie dokie.
No, I won't, because that's not a channel divinity thing. It's just it's a separate resource. So I'll do one of my bonus action attacks.
Okie dokie.
So that is 15.
Yep. Which one are you hitting?
The other one who's grappling me.
Sounds good.
7. No, I forgot about the extra 2 damage on the.
I'm going to be transparent.
On the last one.
They're commoners. They have an AC of 10 and health of 4. Like, you don't need to worry about a lot of this stuff.
Then it was a 4 on. It was a 4 on the dice. So
yeah, they're out.
And then.
So you just smack one, smack the other, down they both go.
Yeah. Well, I'll keep it like that for now.
Okay. Monty, you've dodged them all.
I am going to try and cast a hypnotic pattern with a 30-foot cube, but I'm going to set it its center such that it hits.
A 30-foot cube, you'd be able to get almost all of them, including us.
I could, but it would include us. That is the problem.
Okay, is it not a choose?
No, it says each creature in the area who sees the pattern must make a wisdom saving throw.
What's that?
On a failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration, or charmed, the creature's incapacitated.
So that is a square. You could, of course, presuming within range, grab all of these ones on the left if you wished.
That's what I was thinking. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a hypnotic pattern over there to try and get them to charm them so they stop moving.
Okie dokie.
That is a wisdom with DC of 14.
It does not work.
I did wonder because they are under some kind of influence, but it was worth a try.
Well, are their eyes closed, Alex?
No.
No, okay.
But by actual rules and not my homebrew, it does not work. You look curious. It is something you already partially discovered. You cannot charm someone. Well, you can try and charm someone who is charmed, but the higher level spell wins.
That was a level 3. Oh.
I'm aware.
Yeah, okay.
Unfortunately, it does not do anything. Shows our analysis brain has gone into it. So that is your. What does it look like when you do this hypnotic pattern?
For me, it would look like I would. You're putting me on the spot now, right? So I would raise my mask for a moment, and my eyes, where my eyes should be, have just turned into a black, dark, infinite pit with a sort of swirling pattern inside it, and that pattern just flashes across the room for a moment.
Unfortunately, of course, none of them seem to have any effect. Their glazed over expressions do not change. Niffy and Pesto.
Ew.
I am then going to.
Oh, apologies. Not Niffy and Pesto.
Oh,
stop
actually,
trying
no.
to jump in here.
I can't. I was going to move to the door, but I don't think I can get past the guy in front of me, can I?
No, you cannot move through their space. You could obviously try and shove them out of the way, but you've used your action, so.
Exactly, so I can't. Carry on.
Yes, Niffy and Pesto, both of you all. Niffy, you're halfway down the streets, sprinting as fast as you can. Pesto, you are obviously still in the church.
I will full dash.
Okay, so you have used 1 out of 2 of the rounds. Niffy, if you keep sprinting, which I assume you do, you will make it to the door of the church. You sprint as well. You sprint, so it would use your full dash. You get to the door. You cannot do an action, but I will say that, of course, you note 2. In fact, you would note 2 things. Number 1, there is a elf standing outside, looking terrified, who's just like, "Don't go in there," and the door is locked. But there's not much else you can do.
Why not?
Well, you just sprinted up. You'd probably more likely go, "Why not?" Because disaster, absolute disaster.
Yeah.
Pesto, you are obviously sprinting up behind.
They're in there. Get it open.
They're not there yet. Right, all of the Piscientes are going to have a go, which means 3 grapple checks against you, Ozzy. First one is a natural 20.
Ooh.
19 plus 3 for 22.
But it's a natural, so therefore... Grippity grapples you. Second one is a 6.
7.
Only just. You get distracted by the first one. You told you the way with the second one. The third one is a 7.
18.
18. The two that could move onto the space of the unconscious ones seem to not scramble over the bodies of their unconscious brethren. Monty, 5 against you again. Here we go.
Chaps, calm down. Calm down.
Oh, they all calm down. They all wake up.
Ever worked when you've told someone to calm down?
So the first is a 5.
You never know. I've got good persuasion. I'm trying to persuade him to calm down, but I think I might be struggling this time.
First is a 5.
First is a 5. I am rolling a 22.
Second is a 19.
Oh, 19.
Just about. That one almost grabs
Just almost
you.
got me.
That one is now got a hold of your hat. 16.
Hey, my hat back. 16.
Is there a hat
20.
symbol?
That's dirty. A dirty 20.
That one's got your hat. A 2, which there's no point in you rolling for, and a 19.
What was I rolled higher than 10? Come on, you can do it. Yeah, that's a 23.
Wonderful. So they all try to grab you again, and this time the one grabs your hat, but none of them get
That's my hat.
to you. Ozzy, you've been grabbed again.
I will whack again the person who has me grabbed.
Wonderful.
So that's a plus 10 to hit, so 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
There's a lot of damage.
It's over 10, so
Yeah. They have 4 health.
yeah.
They're unconscious.
So bashed them on the skull with the handle again.
Clonk.
And I go, oh, you're not too bad at this.
Who you saying that to? To me, Monty?
No, to the sword.
The sword. Ah, right.
Right. The sword's just like, I feel like you should realize you're using me wrong. Like, I have a sharp end, right?
Yeah, but I was told not to kill them, or dismember them.
So many rules. Do this, don't do this. God, and you wonder why I hate existing.
I don't wonder that at all. You've been very clear. They're still not going for attack rolls. I as Joe have a theory about the whole charm thing, but Ozzy of course doesn't. So not too much else to be done. I guess I could knock out another one, but I don't want to use all of my bonus action attacks yet. I'm just going to leave it like that, I suppose.
Okie dokie, Monty.
I'm going to put my hand on Ozzy's shoulder,
Mhm.
and I'm going to dimension door outside.
Wonderful. Sounds like a decent plan.
So one minute you're standing there, suddenly
Yes, you said before that it's kind of like a phasing. You sort of like fade out from existence.
Yeah.
Ozzy, you wouldn't have been expecting it, but I'm sure you put 2 and 2 together fairly quickly as everything kind of just like... And you're standing outside, as we would end initiative. Niffy, you're in the midst of being like, open the fucking door! I don't know why I censored myself. We never censor ourselves on this.
Yeah. Okay, open the fucking door.
And then behind you, there's a little, hello.
Oh, hello, chaps. You're right then.
Don't open the fucking door.
He's got the key in his hand. Am I supposed to be opening the door or keeping it closed?
No, leave it the
Fine,
fuck
dear boy.
closed.
Fine. You can leave it closed. Thank you. It's very, very kind.
I mean, we are going to need to go in at some point to go and get Lim, assuming that Pesto wants them back.
Yes.
Pesto, you just scutter up now.
Olive?
No, I thought Lim was in there.
No, we've
And-
It was
well,
Olive.
Lem's back
But
at the thing in the library.
this is when Pesto now scutters up, seeing them appear.
But we do need to go back in at some point because they've got my hat, and I would like my hat back at some
Your
point.
hat is a lot less important than Olive.
That is true, but my hat is inside there. And Olive? Who's Olive?
My homunculus.
Oh yes, of course. I beg your pardon. I thought you meant for a moment one of the unconscious people. But yes,
I don't
My
know their
hat is-
fucking names.
I don't know that, do I? Was somebody, I can't remember who now, but I shall be working it out later, caused me to be out of action for a few moments at the beginning of all this excitement.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Ozzy, why would you do that?
I didn't. I think he's making a thinly veiled reference at the spiked brownie you gave him.
That could possibly
And I
be the
think
case.
I'm trying to pass blame you. Be nice.
Chaps, I think we have a clue.
I'm a little confused.
So we have...
Sir,
yeah,
hand
if you-
over the key.
Yeah. If you
Right,
could,
just hands you the key.
Thank you.
right. Make sure nobody goes in there. If they do, they're going to have.
Why, don't
difficulty.
worry, I won't be going in there. Well, you can look through
I
the
know,
window
but-
if you want. Just round the side.
I don't think we need to just now.
Ask Olive what's going on in there.
Rather strangely, they all, obviously not the unconscious ones that you knocked unconscious, but the rest of them all seem to sort of stop as you disappear, a little confused evidently, and then just like wander back to the beds that they were in and just lie down again. The one that has your hat just like drops it as they're moving away.
They've all went back to sleep.
Actually, will that hat vanish? I mean, it's because I'm wearing.
No, the hat is separate. You bought a new one. That's a hat.
That's my tricorn hat.
Yep.
Yes, my proper tricorn hat. I was forgetting.
So you probably could now make a hat appear if you wanted one because it's a part of your outfit.
That's true. Can I make it look like my old tricorn hat? I suppose I can, can't I?
You'd
Oh, no, I
have to
program the.
Yeah, you'd have to reprogram.
No, because my setup would be
Yeah.
programmed with the bicorn, so the bicorn will reappear for the moment.
Yeah.
Right. Did you find anything back at the church?
I found some really smelly towels. Smelled metallic.
Metallic. Yes, we had.
I got one. Zoop.
Ew. Very.
Certainly the same smell as the bodies.
Yep. Yes, the body smelled of that, and there was a sort of silvery marking on their skin. They've been in contact with something. Towels. It's obviously something liquid that's been mopped up. We're talking about the sacred pool at the church, aren't we? There's something in there which is affecting these kind people.
Some kind of like monster slime or something.
That's my thinking.
We didn't get to finish checking it out before Olive let me know that some shit was going down.
Yes, and thank you, by the way, for coming to our assistance. Very kind.
Thank you.
So for the moment, I think we go back and investigate this pool. That seems to be the source of all our problems.
Well, I'm going to let Olive out real quick since the rest of them have fallen asleep.
Yeah.
Could
Go and
you
unlock it.
Could you get Olive to bring my hat, please?
Yep, I'll let them know. Grab the hat, please, Olive.
Unlock the door. There's no reaction from any of the bodies. They seem to still be breathing, and Olive just comes out. You close the door,
Yeah,
presumably
close
lock it.
Lock it again.
There you
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that Joe has a second theory about what is happening that is different to the first theory. Just to discuss at the end.
Joe has a lot of theories. But Joe's theories are always scuppered by the fact that there's always some level of homebrew in all of this, so...
Yes.
So Monty would also
Don't worry,
say...
I'm factoring that in.
Okay.
Say to Ozzy, and Ozzy, I'd like to thank you for your restraint in not killing them. Very kind.
Oh, well, you told me not to, Captain.
Yes, and I'm glad you did. It
Olive
could
was
have been
about to as well.
about to what?
To kill them, to spit acid on their faces.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm glad Olive didn't have to do that.
Mhm. Olive showed restraint as well.
Yeah, thank you, Olive. You're very, very kind, and thank you also for being our contact to our friend here. Right, back to the church.
Are we not getting your hat or Olive?
They've just come out.
I got
We
them.
already we just have.
Oh, sorry. Totally missed that. I was theorizing.
You were
too
theory
intensely.
crafting.
No, that's canon. That's canon that you Ozzy was thinking.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yes, let's
Were
go
you
and have a
able-
look at this.
Were you
Yes,
able to figure out what kind of effect it was on them?
There were some sort of charm, as far as I could tell.
Well, to be fair, you'd get a good sense that it was definitely charmed because your spell didn't work.
I mean, there is something I can try. I can try dispelling magic on one of them.
Well, if it's a charm effect, you all should stay pretty close to me. Because anyone nearby me is harder to charm.
And that is good to
I
know.
think I'm
Thank
hard to charm anyway.
No, that's it. You've got no charm. It's very easy to confuse them.
No, we're not talking about you right now.
you.
It's hard for her to charm people because of her personality.
Yeah, but because of the rules of this world, you'd be even harder to charm by being near me.
Fine with me.
Because we get double
super
advantage.
hard.
Yeah, you'd be super hard.
I'm going to assume this conversation is happening whilst you're moving back to the church, which obviously is just around the corner. As you wander back, having replaced your hat, the guards are like, "You certainly do go back and forth. What was all that sprinting off for?"
The patients woke up and were
Oh,
assaulting my friends.
what patience?
Oh, right. You don't know the hospital's right down there.
Oh,
Like literally just around it's like the back end of the church.
yeah, nobody tells us nothing. Yeah, nobody tells us nothing.
Yeah.
They don't by any chance look like a cleaned up and a dishevelled version of Bill Bailey, do they?
If you want them to, I don't have a particular visual in my mind. I know you're doing that. Nobody tells me nothing.
Yeah, the desk sergeants
Yeah.
from Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, from Hot Fuzz, yeah.
Now they do. Now they do.
I'm also getting the vibe of, does one of them always tell the truth and one of them always lie?
Yeah.
Yes, I can do something to help us if something's trying to charm us as well, actually.
They let you back into the church, of course.
Back into the church. So
What
where
is-
is this sacred
It's the-
pond thingy?
It's the door with the sign above it that says Sacred Pond or Holy Pool.
It says Holy Pool.
Yeah, Holy Pool.
Holy
Sacred
pool.
Like the dead pool back at the bar, but it's
But more holy.
holy. Yeah.
Yes.
Is What's-Her-Face still asleep in a chair?
Yep.
Has she got glittery skin?
Are you going over to investigate?
Lemon's guarding.
Yeah, why not?
Sure. You can do a more in-depth investigation, but upon your initial looks, you do not see any glittery skin.
That'll be fine.
Okey-dokey.
We're going to head over to the door and open the door and look into the room before entering the room. I'm wearing rubber gloves in case the doorknob's electrified.
You open the door, and you see a corridor.
Corridor.
It appears
Well,
to
this
lead...
sign was a lie.
It appears to lead to the outside. It's not a particularly long corridor, just 10 feet or so that leads to the outside. Evidently, behind the church. Actually, it would go sort of sideways and then left to go behind the church.
Very well. I'm going to head through.
Excellent.
Guy, chaps, if you could keep an eye on me, and if it looks like I'm being charmed or whatever, I'd be grateful if you could bring me back.
Would you
Well,
like
I
me
mean,
to
I
go
would-
first? I'm completely immune to it.
Oh, yeah, you're immune to charm. Then
Yeah.
then go first, by all means.
All right.
I'd advise that you don't, get in the water.
Yes, don't touch the water.
Okay.
You go through and you enter an area enclosed by tall sandstone walls. In the center of this space is a large pool of water, only a few feet deep and crystal clear, apart from a slight tinge of blue. The whole area is enclosed by the drooping branches of hardy willow trees, which leave dynamic waving shadows across the pool's crystal clear waters, which shimmer under the sun's light. The surface of the water is adorned with offerings of floating flowers, presumably left by worshippers, with coins placed gently in the center. They look a few days old, wilting slightly, but still fresh-ish. A simple wooden platform extends over the water, presumably used for ceremonies, prayers, or perhaps quiet moments of reflection.
I take it you're relaying this back to us.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, there are flowers which are a few days old. I wonder if the flowers might have something to do with this. Do you recognize them at all? Anybody know anything about flowers?
I know some things about everything. I'm going to go check it out.
How are you going to check it out?
Don't touch.
With my hands.
You're doing an investigation?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I'm
You
going
still
to
have advantage.
Yeah.
I'm going to start playing my viola.
Okie dokie.
A dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Okay,
It's a performance, which is a counter charm.
I'll start with the DC 0. As soon as you touch the water, I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
If it's frightened or fright or charming, he gets advantage. There you go.
If it's frightening or charming, I'm immune.
You get advantage on being immune. So there you go. Even more immune.
Where's my saves? Saves are there. 4.
You are not successful. It's going to be slightly changed because of your immunity and advantages and such, but still. You feel, as you touch the water, these magical tendrils penetrating your mind due to whatever is in the water, as it tries to take some level of control of your brain. You are paused and stunned in place for just a few seconds. And because of all your advantages, I shall say you only gain 1 level of exhaustion. New exhaustion.
Well done.
You immediately can tell that untrained civilians, commoners as it would be, you can see exactly how that would knock them unconscious.
Yeah, the water's fucked up. And I'm tired.
To remind everybody, listening or not, you just have -1 to your modifiers with your level. first level of exhaustion.
Do I
One now.
gather anything from the investigation still?
This happened the second you immediately touched the water. You could not gather anything else.
Cool. No information to gain.
Not with that one, I'm afraid.
So,
There are other rolls you can do, but that's the one that gives you
Are
nothing.
you sharing with us what you have just learned?
I mean, I guess that is information. Yeah.
You can't touch it.
GG. Can't touch this. Can I use an Arcana to try and
You can certainly roll an Arcana.
remember stroke?
An Arcana, or I'll try to Arcana, and if not, then I'll Nature.
Certainly.
Dirty 20.
A dirty 20.
12.
12. 12,
I'm
unfortunately.
rolling really badly today.
12, unfortunately, gives you nothing. The dirty 20, first thing I will say, you're, as this sort of exhaustion comes over you and you sort of analyze it a bit more in your brain, you are, because of your immunities and such, pretty sure that even though that was a failure on the roll, you will not be affected any further by this.
Including no more levels of exhaustion?
You will keep that one level of exhaustion. You will not be affected if you go in the water or touch it anymore. But with the dirty 20, first things first, the pool definitely has some level of natural magic infused into it, obviously. The pool also seems to be feeding from somewhere, perhaps a river, a lake or something. You can see a grate at the pool, in the pool at the back, which is just slowly, ever so slowly trickling water to the pool. You can also see, now that you're down closer to it, there's a slight sheen to the surface of the water, like a layer of oil or something similar, which again is certainly magical in some way.
Okay. There's a source. It's coming from somewhere else. I don't think I'll be affected again if I go in the water, so I could try to lift the grate up and find where it goes.
Is
If
it
you're
a
comfortable
is it a vertical grate
Yes.
like that, or is it?
Yes. It's a vertical grate,
vertical
which is maybe a few feet wide. You can see through it, probably leads to something a bit wider, but so you could definitely slip through it if you got it open. It doesn't appear, you're not close enough to really tell specifically, but it doesn't appear to have any hinges or anything. It's just like a grate integrated into the wall.
There's a
But
fairly
you said-
large river in this city, isn't there, Alex, going out to the sea?
Yes, the whole city surrounds a gigantic river, yes.
Can you see the light through the grating? Is it sort of open to the air, or is it underground?
I mean, it's been pointed out to you, so you could also see it just appears to be dark in
Yeah.
there. Again, you could go closer, that would involve going in the water or doing a perception, perhaps.
Is it just those two gone in and then Niffy and Ozzy are out in the corridor still?
Up to you.
I mean, I assumed that I was out there just on the dry,
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
so we can still see stuff.
Sure.
Niffy is just gonna touch the water.
Okay. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
With
Just
double
so you-
advantage, probably.
For which effects?
she is also immune to magical sleep, just so you know.
Okay.
It's a charm effect, right?
Natural 20.
Regardless of any of the things that we're about to bring up, with a natural 20, you feel these sort of magical tendrils trying to wrap their way around your brain, but you fight it off. Effectively, I'm going to go with, you've smoked so much pot that your brain just cannot be touched by this. You cannot be touched by this. You're like, you wish. And that also means you are, mechanically, you are immune to this effect going forwards. You wouldn't necessarily know that. That's a bit kind of meta-y, but just so you're aware.
Yeah.
Well, chaps, I'm afraid I'm not as immune to such things as you are.
No, but
What?
Neffy just went and touched the water,
Hmm?
which is
I'm
the
happy
thing you're
to.
not supposed to do.
I was bored.
It's fine.
You know, that's probably going to get you killed at some point.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna
Yeah,
get you killed.
probably.
Yeah, but then what's Pumpkin going to do?
Pumpkin will probably still stick with you guys. You'll take good care of it.
It.
I still haven't decided on a gender.
I feel like Niffy just doesn't know.
Yeah.
So what's anybody doing?
I will hop in the water and go to the grate.
Wonderful. You hop over. You can do more perception-y type things, but swimming over, you feel
Sounds
it
like
trying to touch at your brain, but you're more than able to resist any of this, and you look into the grate. You can see, as you get close to it, there's no obvious way of opening the grate. It appears to be built into the wall. That doesn't necessarily mean that it cannot be removed. It's just initially there is no, easy hatch. And the other side does appear to open up, not massively, like a 5-foot diameter tunnel, but it is dark. You can't see very far down. Does appear to be room either side of the trickling stream that is feeding into this water, so you could walk down it.
Like a sewer type thing?
It doesn't seem sewery in the sense that it doesn't seem man-made. It may have been man-adjusted to fit to this, but it feels like mostly a natural path through the rock under the city. It doesn't have like the complete opposite. It doesn't have the format of a sewer that you would expect.
Are the bars in the grating wide enough to get in between, or is it just...
Not for any of your bodies, but certainly for like the Lem or Olive or any of those.
Pesto can't even fit?
No, they're like this kind of far apart, 6 inches.
Oh, the bars.
Yeah, the bars.
Yeah.
If you opened it up...
if the grate were removed.
Yeah, if you remove the grate, you could all fit through. That would be fine.
I can have a little look down for a little way, because I can... If you remember, when I went on board the pirate ship, I was able to sort of go insubstantial. And...
I could just send Lem through.
Yeah, it's a good start.
Or Olive. Olive can fit. That'd probably be better.
As long as they're not going to be affected by the water?
I don't believe they will.
That's a good question. Well, Olive is a construct, technically, yes?
Yes.
And most constructs are immune to being charmed, with the exception of Modrons. So I'll say that they'll all be fine. They are all in their own right. Basically items, in that sense.
Sure. Well, Ozzy, if you could, actually, I will send Lem, and I'll keep Olive out here to start spitting up some acid on the bars.
Sure, you would be aware that it would filter out into the water, so you wouldn't want to be close to that for now. But
I think this water's kind of fucked anyway.
Or more that it would hurt if someone is around it, but you can step away and let it.
Yeah.
It might tingle a bit as you go through the then diffused acid, but...
Can you, Pesto, could you, if you want a container or a bottle, just take a sample of the water before it gets tainted, in case we need it to create an antidote for those poor people in the...
Oh, sure.
In the hospital. We probably won't need it, but just in case.
Well, can you identify the water?
I can try. I can try. So, all at the same time, Lem heads through the grates. Before Olive starts spitting acid, I will take some samples.
Okay. Yes.
And then, actually, before Olive starts spitting on the grate, I will do the 10-minute identify around the pool.
During that, is anyone else going to do
Is the grate only reachable... Sorry, is the grate only reachable from being in contact with the water, Alex?
The grate is slightly submerged under the water, and it's right at the back of the pool. So just imagine like these walls around the edge of this pool, left, right, and close to the church. There's a path that you can walk around. The back side of this pool is touching that sandstone wall, and that's where the grate is attached to and where the water is coming from.
Well, rather than doing the acid thing while Pesto's doing this, does someone who's already touched the water, want to borrow my pickaxe and try and break them open? Might be a bit faster.
Sure.
I will loan you my adamantine pickaxe. It does critical damage to objects, Paddy.
Do we need to... What?
So, like, every time you hit an object with it, it's a critical hit.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, I think.
So it's a D10, but it's a strength weapon.
So do I have to roll to hit the thing originally?
Roll to hit, no. You can just say you're hitting it, don't worry about rolling damage. I will say, when you stand in the water, it makes the skin that is contacting the water kind of itchy. There's a lot of acid pouring into it from Olive.
Nah, she ain't bothered.
Now,
She's been on acid.
the identify. Choose an object. Water.
Water. Is water an object?
Contextually, yes. You must touch throughout the casting of the spell. That's fine, you already can touch it. If it is a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them. Now this is where it is not a magical... What do we count as an item? It is not really a magic item as would be defined. It is also not a magic imbued object, because you at this point know there's like an oil sheen on the top of the water. So there you would learn its properties and how to use them. I will sort of find an in-between. You're not going to discover everything about this like you would a normal item, but I'm not going to just have it be a complete failure of a spell. You can certainly tell from this that the water itself is not affected. It is this oily substance on the top. It is not a mix, or, like the water has been affected. It is this oil. I will tell you that it is certainly the oil in contact with skin that is making people under a charm effect. It tried to get to you, but it wasn't able to. It seems extremely diluted at this point. And I will say you certainly know that it came from a beast of some kind. A beast or a monster, an animal of some kind. And because you're identifying, I will give you some of this arcana stuff. The water is certainly cave water. So this is leading to a cave somewhere, a cave, lake, or pool of some kind. And that's pretty much all the information that I can give you, bar one thing, but that's the ridiculously high DC that you wouldn't have got anyway. So I'll give you all that kind of stuff.
It's going to a cave.
I think technically you shouldn't have got anything, but that feels very unfair.
I mean, I'm not expending anything.
Yeah, which is why don't feel too bad to not give you some of this information, but like it is not, by the definition of the spell, something you would get information on, but
Yeah, that's fair. And Lem has been traveling 10 minutes.
Sure.
Through.
On that, still following what is just a large, like this 5-foot tunnel that is just going and going and going and going. It curves around, no forks or any of that kind of stuff. As of that 10 minutes, nothing has changed other than just it sort of weaving around a little bit. It seems to be a natural path of water, like a little underground stream.
Cool. After it exited 100 feet, I can no longer see through their eyes.
Sure. It's up to you whether they stop at that 100 feet or not.
I would have had them keep going until they found something.
Okay.
At which point they would drop down and use their innocuous feature to where they just look like a normal stuffed toy.
That's fine. Then I will tell you when something happens. For now, the rest of you chilling.
How far are we from the river here, Alex?
Do you have the map, or do you want me to try and resend it? Because I think it was pinned in the chat.
I think I've got the map. Yes, the map of Zell in both light and dark mode.
So the church that you're at is just above the P of Pious Quarter.
Oh, so well more than 100 feet away. Then.
And in fact, this stream appears to be going north as you look at the map.
Okay, well that's good. That means we don't have a much larger problem on our hands.
I mean, it wouldn't be on our hands.
What's all on your hands? You're doing the investigation.
At that point, it'd be a city problem.
The information that you got from the identify, have you shared that, Rowan?
Yep. It's coming from a cave and it's coming from a beast.
I want to define, you don't know it's a beast. It could be beast, monster. It's a living creature of some kind.
Yeah, it's a creature. Also, the path seems to go on for a while. I've lost contact with Lem.
Well, we've got to get down there, so how's the grating going on?
I'd say by the end of the 10 minutes, it's open. By a mixture of smacking it and melting it, it's open.
Shall we?
I'll take my pickaxe back off you.
Mm-hmm.
Can those of us who haven't yet been in the water get round?
Was that a no, Purdy?
Yes.
I was like, okay, why aren't you giving me back my thing?
I like it. It's cool.
Well, they would be stealing from your crewmate, which is like a bad thing to do.
No, it's borrowing on a long-term basis.
I think
no, it's not.
For some crews, that would get you killed immediately.
Yeah, it would.
Steal from a crewmate.
But it's borrowing on a long-term basis.
No, it's not. I loaned it to you for the express purpose of getting those bars, which you've done.
Nephew, did you
I
eat a
expect
brownie
it back.
while you were smacking away at this thing?
Oh, I got hungry.
Fucking hell.
Like, I'll just take it off you if I have to, but I'd rather not. I'd hope that you were a decent crew member.
Oh, you're boring. She'll give it back.
You're about to ask the question. Monte, can you get to it? The average person, most certainly not. You, however, have some flying boots.
I do have some flying boots.
So, yes. Carefully, but yes.
And actually, we all have water walking rings, so...
Yeah.
Yes.
Mine is a ring of swimming.
Yes.
not a ring of water walking.
Huh.
So, 3 of you, yes. It's up to you how you approach this, Ozzy. But you would have to go through the water.
I'm thinking about something that you said, but I don't know if it was just a phrasing thing, or if what you said exactly what you meant.
Tell me what you said. I'm going to cover my face, because I'm not sure how well I can hide things.
You said it required contact with skin, which I don't have.
Try it.
So what are you going to do?
You're probably gonna have to find out one way or another anyway.
What he wants me to do.
Drink
have a
it.
Don't drink it.
You can't drink.
I mean, I could pour it down my jaw, but
I will
I don't
lend
know
you
that
my-
it counts as drinking.
I will lend you my ring of water walking, and then you can walk across the surface.
Get in, you coward.
It doesn't need attunement, does it?
The water's fine.
That's it. I don't think it
I
does.
don't think so.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, great. Cheers, Captain.
Which is crazy. Sure. You put on the ring. You can all walk across.
I'm not walking across. I'm flying across. Ah!
I mean, I could probably carry you in my arms if you
Flying
wanted.
and then just trying to squidge through this little 3-foot gap. So yeah, you all crawl through, get to the other side, give back items that various people haven't.
Pesto walks
Yes.
normally through.
So,
Niffy's munching on a brownie.
Another one.
Not another one.
Why? It tastes so good.
how are you doing that? I had one of those and I was unconscious.
You weren't unconscious. Actually, you might think you're unconscious.
I eat a batch every morning.
Well, exactly. I don't remember anything, so I'm assuming I was unconscious.
It's just a difference in life expectancy.
Is it?
I am overliving my expectancies.
You certainly are.
Well, good. Right, let's go, chaps.
It is a very long walk, perhaps an hour. Winding, twisting paths with no forks, separate paths to follow. But eventually, unless you do anything within that hour, you start to notice the diameter of the tunnel getting bigger. 6, 7, 8 feet, quickly turning to 20 feet in diameter, before opening up into a gigantic cavern with a huge lake inside.
And a little stuffed sheep sitting on the edge.
Just sitting there. The cavern itself must be thousands of feet in diameter, and is beautiful. The ceiling is glowing with some sort of natural blue bioluminescence, highlighting the columns of 1,000-year-old stalactites and stalagmites, causing the natural crystals in the walls to glisten and sparkle. In the center is a gigantic lake, taking up around half of the cavern, similarly glistening from the glow of the ceiling, mixed with what appears to be its own magical luminescence, leading out into many small rivers and brooks that disappear into the cavern walls, just like the one you came from. You are about 50 feet from the edge of the lake.
And is there any sign of animal tracks or anything which looks like it might be any sign of life, basically?
Survival, if you wish to do that.
I'd like to survive, yes. Yes, that's absolutely. And it's a, 18.
You know who's normally quite good at it? It's our navigator.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a survival?
I'm happy to do one.
Yeah, go on, do a survival.
16.
16. You together see no tracks.
Not bad since I rolled a 7.
Nothing has been walking around here. In fact, nothing is
Okay, 18, I rolled a 16. Sorry, carry on.
nothing is disturbing anything, in fact. You do not hear any animals. You hear dripping from the stalactites. You do not see any disturbance to the water. Other than, well, if you get closer, which I assume you would be, you see there's maybe some like fish swimming around near the surface, but they don't seem anything particularly interesting.
Can we see that silvery sheen which is going off down our little rivulet to the church? Can you see it spreading out and coming from the lake, or is it like a path out, or is it spreading the entire surface, or what?
Perception.
I will give you a perception.
May I
Perception
assist?
is one of the things
Sure.
I can use. Come on, you can do it.
Twice.
Well, the second one was a natural one, but the first one was 7, so it's 19.
Yes.
Thank you for the assist. I appreciate it.
You certainly see that across the top of the water, This sheen appears to be spreading from no particular source. This oil appears to be all over, glistening, possibly adding to this sheen and luminescence coming from in various points in the cave.
The ceiling.
But as you get closer to the water to do your investigations, you do certainly notice something very intimidating, and certainly disparate to the heavenly nature of the cavern. There is a large shadow deep in the water of something very large, very huge, perhaps hundreds of feet long. It is hard to tell what it is at first, but as you get closer, the water begins to ripple as a head breaches the surface.
Afternoon.
But it does not appear to be aggressive. In fact, it is a creature that looks at you with intelligence. This head is maybe 20, 30 feet wide.
Fireball. No.
If you would like to try and identify what this is, you can give me some nature rolls.
Can I say what I have been thinking it is before it is possibly revealed?
You are welcome to.
I'm going to assist with the nature.
Sure.
And then I'll roll my nature check. The word that has been in my head for a little while now is the word aboleth.
It's a nice word.
Right, nature, you said.
Word.
Nature.
17.
17?
I assisted, so I can't roll.
14.
Okay.
Do I need to roll one as well?
You don't need to, but you're welcome to.
Okay.
Go on, you can do it. You can do it.
Natural 20.
There you
Love this dice.
go.
Fucking love this dice.
There you go.
Alright, yeah, I'll just do a roll. Natural 20.
I can take a picture if you don't believe me, because
Oh, of
you
course
see
I
my
believe
hand
you.
does not move.
I have never not trusted any time anyone said natural 20. I think you guys don't trust yourself more than I don't trust you.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Fine.
I don't trust my dice sometimes. It's true.
I fucking... Honestly, this is my little ducky dice, and it's my best dice.
I have no dice
Pesto.
superstition.
Hi, yeah.
You recognize this gigantic creature. And this is where, unfortunately, it is homebrew, so you would be incorrect with it being an aboleth. This
Was it based on an aboleth?
is an Ophidian dragon,
Oh.
but it is larger than you would expect. And let me tell you what an Ophidian dragon is. The creature you would know is not based on an aboleth, is not technically a dragon, though it does share some features of dragons. An Ophidian dragon is actually a gigantic snake, usually hundreds of feet long, that dwells in deep waters, thousands of feet below the surface. So it is a bit curious to see it in this cave. Their body is long, like that of a snake, with fins and scales protruding from all over, and two large clawed arms close to the head. The head itself is dragon-like, with horns and scales, with a large mouth filled with hundreds of fangs. The scales seem to almost sparkle in the natural light, iridescent with thousands of colours, beautiful in its visage. And you would know that it is able to secrete an oil-like substance from the body that has a telepathic magic to it that can hypnotize prey around itself, allowing for both defense and for capturing food. You would know this all because it is a subject of legend, as very few have been seen in person. The legends tell of ancient elves living alongside the beasts, providing it with food and gaining protection, a symbiotic relationship only possible due to the natural resistance that elves have against being charmed. What it is vaguely based on is not an aboleth, it is a wastrelith. Wastrelith.
I
I
see.
think that's a kind of
What's
demon.
It is, which is why this is
Might
not
be
a demon.
it might be a Yugoloth.
A wastrelith is a fiend, but it is not that.
Fiends is a catch-all.
But
Yeah,
Niffy,
demons.
Niffy, your bond with your dragon has let you know, with your natural 20, that this creature appears to be dying,
Oh.
and so is unable to control this secretion of its charming oils. And as you're doing these investigative natural roles,
Looking at it really hard.
as it looks back at you, letting out this very low sort of growl hiss type thing, not an aggressive sound, just a low guttural sound, you see movement in the water around the creature, which quickly becomes evident. It is a smaller Ophidian dragon, a child, smaller still being tens of feet long, and it just sort of stares at you. water falling down from its body as it emerges.
Hi.
Niffy will put her hand out with one of Pumpkin's favourite treats in it.
The large Ophidian dragon does not take it, but seems to dip down and nudge its young towards you, who like comes out of the water and just sort of like stares, very much this sort of snake weaving back and forth at what you have, and then just sort of snaps it out of your hand. Immediately submerges into the water. Very graceful.
Niffy does a little excited dance.
Sucks for you, that was pure magnesium.
Hello, can you understand me at all?
There's another one of these low guttural sounds.
Perhaps I'm afraid I don't speak your language.
Would Niffy
Perhaps-
know if she summoned Pumpkin that she'd be able to communicate through them?
You have no idea.
Don't you speak Draconic?
Maybe.
It's not a dragon, though.
Technically
speak
not,
Draconic,
but it may understand.
It might
or
speak
speak.
Draconic, but
If you speak Draconic, you do not understand its sounds. In fact, I will tell you that it doesn't appear to be like a language in the sense of a humanoid language or any Draconic language. It's more just an animalistic noise.
Whale sounds.
Yeah, think of something like that, but deeper, a little more growly, but something like that, yeah.
So,
it's like the big snake in God of War.
Can I do a check to see if they understand what we're saying?
You are welcome...
Snake.
Yeah, do an insight, that sounds correct.
I was going to do it by saying, can you grunt twice, please? But I'll wait.
Well, when you say insight?
I did.
18.
18. You can tell that it is intelligent enough to understand that you are speaking and recognize that you are not aggressive to it. It does not appear to be understanding the words you are saying as though it is understanding your language.
Okay, I will, being aware of this, try and reassure them that I'm about to summon Pumpkin and to not freak. In the best way that I can.
You can
put that
RP
information.
this if you wish.
I have a dragon.
Oh, she's doing the British thing.
Yeah.
I have a dragon.
You
Dragon.
Don't
Dragon.
be scared. And she'll summon Pumpkin.
Sure. How do you summon Pumpkin? We've not really gone over how Pumpkin appears.
Shake a bag of treats.
I was gonna do. Yeah, no, it was a shake bag of treats, wasn't it?
Do you know what? Shake a bag of treats, and like in a game, just from where you're not looking, Pumpkin's just there, just trots in.
Yeah.
Wherever there is no line of sight from somebody, that's where they come from.
Just looking for treats, staring at the bag. Does that thing again,
Do a
sits
bit of
down,
an ear
thunk,
scratch.
That's their entrance animation. Is they just
scratching the air.
yeah.
I will try and communicate through dragons if I can.
You're welcome to try. What do you say
Um,
to Pumpkin, who's just staring at the treats?
She
You
brought
can
in
have
a
a treat in a
translator.
minute. I need you to talk to said thing in the water.
You point at the Ophidian dragon. Just Pumpkin looks up. Just somehow didn't see it. Was focused on treats.
Can you find out what's happening?
Pumpkin just sort of makes very dragony noises that you recognize. Again, doesn't seem to be much recognition, but the Ophidian dragon, this snake-like creature, seems to dip down and touch noses with Pumpkin. Huge, gigantic in comparison, but they do like a little bit of a boop.
Is that all? Doesn't look like it's about to eat Pumpkin.
No, it's slow movements. There's no aggression to it. Pumpkin doesn't seem to be affected by any kind of charming or anything. Lets out the equivalent of a purr.
Nif will put her hand out to it then.
Sure. You're putting your hand out to touch the large creature?
In a friendly way, kind of putting it so they can touch me.
Sure. They lean down and do a similar thing. I mean, it's giant, but it pushes you back a little bit because it's so huge, but it just touches against your hand. It's cold.
Whatever
Blubbery.
this is friendly.
There's now another low grumble, grumbly whale sound echoes through the cavern.
I don't know how to help it, and I don't know what to do.
I was thinking the same thing. Ozzy, you got healing I believe.
I mean, depends on, what's going on. If it's injured, then sure, but, like, if it's got a disease, I don't know that there's much I can do about that right now. I mean, I could put it out of its misery, but that's
No,
about it.
I don't think that's a good idea.
You can do a medicine if you wish to try and discern anything of that kind of a nature.
Sure.
I feel like this is the most rolls outside of a battle we've ever done in a session.
I got a 2, so that'll not.
No
even
idea.
If I put on.
I'll do a
Absolutely
medicine
no
as well.
clue. Welcome
Plus
to
11, 21.
21. 16, 21, you both sort of looking at it. You do not see any physical damage to it. With what you know and what Pesto says to you about this creature, it feels as though it's just grown far too large. It has taken a natural course in life and is basically just aged. It's old.
How big is the young one? The child one?
You can't really see. In diameter, maybe somewhere between 5 and 7 feet, its body. In length, you don't know the true length because it dips into the water when it was out, but it was tens of feet long. Very long. The head, again, maybe like 10 feet wide. It's still huge individually, just compared to the other one. Not so big.
Yeah.
I would say maybe at this point, it's in the distance, seems to have peeked its head out of the water again.
Can we help you at all, my friend?
Again, it lets out this sort of rumble, but you don't know if it's recognised or answering or any of those sorts of things. It appears from all of this to be intelligent enough, like I said, to understand you, but not to communicate with you.
Would there be anybody in the town, do you think, who could help a creature like this? Anybody?
I mean, what do you mean by help? Like, if it's dying of old age, then...
Yes, but
No.
the youngster would need to be looked after. And also, we need to do something about the fact that it's affecting the water. Or perhaps not, we could always just tell them not to touch the water for the moment.
As you say, and this is the first time there's any semblance of recognition affecting the water, you see the large creature sort of... It seems to look down at the water as you say the word water.
Yes, you're accidentally sort of affecting the water, you see, and it's having a bad effect down the other end of the channel there.
There's another low grumble.
Yes. I don't know if you can understand me, but we don't blame you for it. I can see it's not your fault.
Well, in terms of our immediate problem, we can just block up this channel and, dispose of all the water and stuff at the other end.
Well, we can
Health
just
and
tell them
this
not
thing's kind of a separate issue, and to be honest, I don't know that anyone would believe us.
we can just tell them not to touch the water.
You don't know where all the others lead, but it would take a fairly large rock or something. Like it's a large cavern entrance. Like I said, it was expanding out into this, but further down you'd need either something that's about 5 feet wide to block the cavern, or the water. Well, I guess actually no, you wouldn't, because obviously you'd be blocking the water, but it would eventually probably just work its way around whatever you placed on the water, so you want to block it. Or of course you could try and block the 3 feet entrance at the other bit.
I mean, really, we should try and do something to negate the problem in the water, because it could be going anywhere in the city.
We might get more jobs out of that.
This conversation obviously inciting more of a stimulation from the creature. It grumbles again, maybe a little more higher pitch this time. It almost seems to sort of ripple the water from around its body as it places its head down on the actual, what do you call it, beach, the edge of the lake. It appears in some way to be kind of serene, and you get this emotion, this psychic... In fact, actually, I would say what was a perk but is now a detriment to Pesto and to Niffy. You don't get this, but the other two of you who are not immune to being charmed in any way do get a sort of a serene, calming emotion from this creature. I would say maybe... In fact, both of you roll insights to see if you can determine what these emotions are.
When it puts its head on the lake, Niffy can just sit next to it.
Yeah, you're welcome to. I mean, it
30-20.
dwarfs you,
Stroke
but
it.
you can. Yeah.
See if it will let us stroke its head.
20.
13.
13. The 13, it's hard, you just get this kind of serene calm. The dirty 20, you most certainly understand maybe an acceptance and a serene... I don't even know what word to use. There's nothing unhappy about the emotion, but it is certainly also not a happy emotion. Like I said, it's more of a calm, accepting emotion, as Nifty, you seem to, or you don't seem to, you do sort of stroke the scaled head. It lets out this, once again, a grumble as the eyes close. It is breathing very heavy with this acceptance. Almost, I don't know how to explain it other than all of it hints towards letting go.
Like, I think that this thing knows it's going to die.
Same, but what about the little one?
I mean, if the big one can grow here and have a kid, I imagine that one can as well.
There's another wave of psychic energy just to Monty and Ozzy. This creature's not worried about its child.
Okay, I think it seems happy enough that its child will thrive here.
Okay. Do you mind if we just sit here until the time comes, Captain?
I think that's fair. I shall get out my viola and play some.
How good are you at the viola? Is it something you've always done in your life? You don't have to give me. You don't have to look at your sheet.
Yeah. I had him down as doing music at the school and then through the college, which is why he ended up as a bard.
It's nice. I think out of context, it would almost be an eerie echo throughout this cavern.
In fact, not a viola. I'm going to say it's not a magical item. It's just a very cleverly collapsed cello, because I like cellos.
Sure.
So he'll unfold it out and he'll play the cello. Because cellos have got a really nice haunting sound.
Sure. This sort of low, haunting sound that is calm as you all sit down, feeling whatever emotions. I'm sure there is a silence to it. This heavy breathing, low grumbling, getting slower and heavier. And I'd say maybe, depending on if you do anything in this time, 2-3 hours before what had become just sort of an almost white noise in the background stops. And when it stops, there's a little bit of a starting of a grumbling noise that maybe like, oh, is it still alive? But you realise the grumbling noise is in fact its body sliding backwards into the water as it slowly and gently just goes back into the water.
I would like to
disappears into the
grab
darkness.
a scale, if I can, as it goes.
They are quite securely on there. You'd have to be quite aggressive to get it off, so it's up to you whether you want to take that action. You're welcome to.
Is it easier if I use my pickaxe?
It certainly is, but like I say, it is like a defined action, like not attacking in the sense, but you'd have to sort of pick into it and yank away this scale. It would not be a graceful and quick removal of the scale.
And Nick was really pissed off.
But you are aware that you can do that.
I mean, I haven't been told that that's a bad thing to do, so I will begin to do that.
Sure. You start to like get under one of the scales near like the back of its head and get the pickaxe out.
What the fuck are you doing?
I'm just grabbing this so we've got some proof.
No!
Don't attack the child's parent as it lies dying, please.
Oh, okay.
How else are we gonna finish the job, though?
They haven't asked for proof that there's a large creature poisoning the water. All we do is say, here's a sample of the water. It's got stuff on it which makes you go to sleep. Don't touch the water. That will finish the job. And hopefully with the water we can work out how to combat the effects.
The effects will probably conclude.
If you hadn't taken that scale, this is sort of when it starts sliding into the water and just disappears down into the deep.
No. I was told not to by the captain, so I will not.
As it disappears down, you notice that the youngling is also nowhere to be seen, and the ripples slowly bounce off the edges of the lake before disappearing back to silence.
We can hope that the oil will gradually dissipate now. Presumably, the older one was accidentally polluting the water as it died.
The natural 20 earlier, you certainly know that it is usually able to control this effect. Its old age and close to the end of its life was just meaning it no longer had that kind of control. I guess some kind of equivalent of incontinence.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
To put it ungracefully.
We've probably got a different problem now if this huge thing's going to decompose.
I was wondering about that, but not much we can do about it. It's far too big to do anything.
Well, now we've worked out that it's the water, we can tell them to stay away from the water. So if
Yes.
it decomposes...
Well, it's already very late in the session, so you don't mind. As it disappears down, that's where we shall end up. These decisions you can think about as you go. So, a sad ending, as it were, but also in its own way beautiful. As it disappears down, perhaps any of you that are, well, Pesto, you are not religious, but you are associated in some way with, in your own way, of the draconic nature, and so is Niffy. So you might say your own silent little mental prayers or equivalents.
Niffy definitely will.
I don't think Pesto would. Pesto's not familiar with death, really. At least not like this.
Yeah, fair enough. You see that Pumpkin, towards the end of that, was obviously lying down with you, lets out a very sort of sad... You know, dogs let out a sigh, similar to that, but for a dragon, where it's this sort of like sound as it disappears into the water.
Niffy will definitely hug Pumpkin.
Farewell, dragon. We didn't know you for long, but you seem nice.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Magic, Myths and Mayhem. Thank you to Dark Fantasy Studio and Nicolas Judy and Ovani for the use of their music in this episode. And a big thanks to you for listening. If you want to hear more behind the scenes content, alongside extra art and lore, please consider joining our Patreon by searching Magic, Myths and Mayhem on patreon.com, or watch our extra content and games on twitch.com. For now, thank you for being here, and we look forward to seeing you next time. I'll see you then.
So I should have fireballed.